12 months ago, we started to transform Tim's garden.
When I moved in here, I really didn't like the garden. It was very bland. It was pretty much 3 hedges around the back and nothing interesting.
And a little concrete paved area in the middle, right?
Yeah.
And so it wasn't super inviting, and most importantly, it wasn't really interesting. It was just hedges. There wasn't much diversity when it comes to the plants. There wasn't much interest. It was functional.
Yeah.
It was low maintenance.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily
Boring, really boring.
It's not what we want.
Yeah.
So, with very little plan, but a whole lot of ideas, we started a project, and as with most renovations, you know, usually things get a little worse before they get better. There was definitely a few times where I was worried. It was like, I don't know if we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
But I think it turned out quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're doing in today's video, we're taking it all the way back to 12 months ago when we started the transformation. That was actually such a fun project. I had a good time. And then we're checking in on the garden over the course of the first 12 months to see how the garden is coping through its first year, through all of the 4 seasons that we experienced over here in Sydney. And spoiler alert, it ended up getting even worse before it finally started getting better. So lots happening in today's video. We better get started.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're back with our regular guests, Timmy and Bailey. Let's address the elephant in the room. This is a very long video.
I get to watch it multiple times.
Well, we actually did watch back all of the footage.
We did the historical stuff,
Despite us spending so much time in this garden, and I mean, we did the garden transformation.
Yeah.
I edited the footage, we watched it back already, and now we rewatched it again. There were so many things I didn't remember.
No. We thought it looked so lush when we first put the plants in, and like when you look back at that footage, you go, "Oh my God, there was nothing there."
I honestly did not remember it looking that terrible initially.
Well, given what it was a significant change.
Yeah, honestly,
and it felt more open, but a lot of open space.
Yeah, but you know, because we see it every day, we don't really notice the transformation until you actually look back at the footage.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of the reasons why I really enjoy taking footage of my garden, my projects and so on as well. Because, you know, when growing plants, they grow every day, but they grow so little. It's like when you have like babies, little babies, because we didn't even have Bailey at the beginning of this video either. We only got her like the month after we did the garden transformation. True. And I did not remember her being so incredibly tiny. Oh my God. You are still incredibly tiny and cute and still the most gorgeous girl. But yeah, it was really cool looking back. Basically, where am I going with this? We're going to show you the full garden transformation. And I think that was one of the funniest videos I think I've ever published as well.
You trying to do manual labor, that was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got good banter. Yeah. But basically, if you're a regular viewer, you might have already seen some of this footage before. So I'll leave timestamps in the description down below with the updates, because I'm also including the updates where I come and visit, you know, in winter and then at the beginning of spring and so on, and check in on the garden, do a little bit of maintenance work, but mainly just, you know, check what plants are surviving, what's doing well, what needs adjustment and so on. So I'll leave timestamps with all of these updates in the description down below, so you can skip to whichever update you haven't seen yet. However, watch time is the most important metric in the YouTube game. So the more of this video you can watch, the better for my YouTube channel. And I always say, you know, engaging, watching my content is by far the best way for you guys to support me. I love making YouTube videos, and I want to make sure that all of my content is always for free for everybody to watch. I just ask for a little bit of engagement back. So please hit the like button, leave a nice comment down below, make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell notification, watch as much of this video as you can, share it with anybody.
And it costs you nothing.
Exactly. Plenty of disclaimer, plenty of introduction. I'm sure people are keen to see the garden. Let me put on a little bit of B-roll so you get a quick overview of what this garden looks like 12 months in. But I think we should start chronologically and go back in time. Yeah. And have a look at what we got up to last year.
Good call.
Let's do that. Alrighty, day one of Tim's garden project.
There's a lot that needs to be done.
So let's have a look at what the garden looks like right now. Maybe Timmy, do you want to give us a little tour of your current garden?
Sure.
And then we can kind of address what you have planned. You also have some drawings that you did yourself, so I'll put those on screen eventually as well, so you kind of have some sort of idea of the end result. But we're not super set in stone,
It's
right?
a work in progress. Right?
You know, we like to wing it, kind of just go with the flow. I think this space is small enough for us to really kind of wing it a little bit.
We can't mess it up. We can't mess it up too badly.
Yeah, I think so. All right.
Why don't we start over this side?
Yes, okay, let's have a look.
So,
first of all, your entire garden is north facing, right? So this would be east, north, and west. So Timmy gets all of the sun in the world. Keep in mind we're in the southern hemisphere, so it's going to be a really sunny garden. I think this is going to be one of our main challenges, but it's not super big, right? So we can cope with that. So what are the plans with the deck?
well, I guess the first catalyst for doing the backyard was the deck. It's quite old. I don't know if you can see. It's rotten. So,
oh Jesus!
Yeah, it needs to be replaced. So that was kind of the starting point, but the space just doesn't work how I'd really like it to. There's this paved area down here, but it's just been laid over dirt, so
it's really uneven, right?
And everything. So it's very uneven. So deck was the first priority, and then looking at what can we do for the floor surface area down here.
Yeah, and you don't really have any proper garden space, right? You've got the garden bed over here. You already removed one row of pavers there, right?
Yeah.
So the pavers actually went one further. So you really only have this tiny garden bed that's taken up by these Morea trees, right? Yeah. And then you've got this garden bed on this side that's already taken up by the
Star Jasmine.
So you actually have kind of no garden space.
Yeah, and we want to change that.
Duh.
Yeah. The current plan is that this deck becomes shorter, and then there's a step down, probably to the height of where this current concrete step is, and then so there'll be a step down, and then the deck comes out all the way to the garden bed.
Nice.
Now, one of the obstructions to that though is this very old water feature, which no longer works.
Okay, so this used to be like a little pond.
Yes.
Can we lift this up? Oh my God, what's under there? I'm scared.
Hoses.
Oh, okay.
So, again, it's kind of dead space and encroaches into the living area.
I mean, you could turn it into a pond, but you already have
mosquito issues.
Apparently there's fish you can get that reduce that, but at the end of the day, I think your garden is quite small.
Yeah.
I don't think you necessarily need a pond. Do you have any idea how many square meters this is?
I think it was pretty similar to like 5 by 5.
Okay.
I was surprised. It was actually sort of more square than it appears. But
yeah, it doesn't appear that square.
No, but I think a lot of that is due to the encroachment here with the water feature, and then also with the Star Jasmine on the left-hand side. The only criteria with the overhaul is to retain the bird's nest and to retain these beautiful palms.
Yes, so we want to keep these two palms for obvious reasons, and we want to keep this beautiful bird's nest fern over here also for obvious reasons. And then over here, this one, you want this to be like an open bar from the kitchen, right? So this leads into the kitchen, that window?
Yeah, that's right. So that opens out. It's like a servery. This is a temporary measure, this table. So that will change as well. It's just been an interim measure.
So this is kind of like the bar area. We love a good bar area. This should kind of become like the seating area. You ordered a lounge already as well, right? It's coming in a month or so?
And towards the end of February.
Yeah, I'll pop in a photo of your lounge that you ordered.
Yeah, sure.
And then that leaves this sort of area as the actual garden area.
That's our canvas.
That's the area that I'm excited about. We contemplated for a while, but we came to the decision that these trees need to go, right?
Yeah. So initially we thought we were going to remove this row of pavers and the garden bed would come to here, But the only reason we were doing that was because of these massive moraeas who are taking up so much space.
Keep the palm trees, but remove the moraeas because they're not super exciting. Plus, you already have a lot of bushes here, or like hedging here, and you have some sort of hedging over here. I just feel like it's a little too much. We want something more interesting, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then
something with a bit of variety, a bit of different textures, different colours. I'd love to get some alocasias or colocasias. But then
you contacted somebody and they're going to take them tomorrow, is that right?
Yeah, so they're removing the moraea tomorrow.
So they're not native trees. It is perfectly fine for those to be cut down. You don't need a permit or anything like that. They're actually really annoying as well. It's the same tree that I've got over my greenhouse, right? They just shed so much
petals. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it is unfortunate because they've obviously grown here for many decades, probably almost, but they're really nice and established, and they do give you nice privacy. But I just feel like we could do so much better, have much more variety rather than just. It's a good filler, right?
Yeah.
But you don't have that much space. We need to utilize all of the space that we've got and really create interest, I think.
Yeah, visibility through to the neighbours.
Well, the neighbours seem to be a little bit lower than you though.
Yeah.
So they can't really look up. You can look down though.
Yeah.
When they're coming tomorrow, do you know, are they just cutting them down, or they're grinding the stumps and everything?
They're taking the stumps as well, so we've got clear soil without the stumps in it.
Okay.
And I think that's probably the next step after the trees are removed, is looking at how can we improve the soil composition. Are there things that we can add to it that will enhance it?
And we wanted to raise the garden beds a little bit as well, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so now we just need to wait for the trees to be removed, and we can think about what sort of plants we want to put in, and or how we're going to do the edge of the garden bed, and how we're going to fill the garden bed. So I think we need to work on that.
Yeah.
Well, these are being removed. Timmy, are you going to film the tree removal for us? I'm not going to be here tomorrow.
That's the plan.
Yeah? Okay. Well, Timmy's in charge of filming tomorrow. So the upcoming footage is courtesy of Tim. Yeah. Any complaints? Go to tim. Hello, oh wow, look at that. Oh Jesus, hello neighbours.
Big transformation.
Do you regret your decision?
No, not at all. It's open
it smells so good here, it smells so
fresh. I don't think the soil quality is very good.
This looks so different suddenly. And this is your fence, you said?
Yeah. But Matt, out the back, he's got inspired too.
Yeah.
And he's going to put up a higher fence to be like the height of that.
I saw your face for the first time, which inspired me to build a really large fence. The palm trees shine more now, right?
It's the only thing there.
When I get rid of this, more open.
Oh.
When you get rid of this now as well, it would look much better. So
hold on, I've got to get a surprise to show you.
Oh, look at you.
This is what we like to call in the trade a sledgehammer.
Nice.
And that is going to be used to demolish this very soon.
Oh, I want to join you.
I know you would
so
desperately
badly
want to do that, yeah.
Yes.
So
just call me over after like a busy day with meetings. Oh wow, look at you. Don't take away from all the fun.
Oh, okay.
Alright, that was so quick.
Yeah.
I love how
I don't mess around.
Yeah, me too. I love that when we have an idea we just go for it. And then we deal with it.
We're on to it.
Alright. So I will update you when there's more happening.
Catch you later.
But that was pretty crazy. Like, we only thought about this on what? Sunday. Today's Wednesday.
Yeah.
We're like, should we get rid of these trees? Yeah, actually. Another day.
Yay!
A new challenge. So today, two things. First of all, we bought this beautiful plant yesterday. I bought this for Timmy. It's his present for his new garden. You're welcome.
Thank you. It's a stick with some
It's
green
beautiful. It's beautiful. No, don't you worry. Watch this plant by the end of this video, and it will be beautiful.
Oh, okay.
I have a vision. No, we need a lot of plants for your garden, so I think we need to go with some rescue.
Yeah, okay, that's very cool.
Options.
Very cool. Okay.
And propagations and so on. But anyway, exciting, right? More exciting today
is Day of Destruction.
Yes. I have a lot of energy this morning.
Clearly.
And I'm keen to up. Yeah.
You can't say that.
Yeah, just beep it out.
Oh, just a little tap.
There you go. I'm a master at this.
Yeah.
Still calculating the perfect angle.
Yeah, okay, that's got it.
What is like a famous demolition? Miley Cyrus is a famous demolition lady from Wrecking Ball. What's the other famous demolition references?
I don't know. Demolition Man?
I came in like a wrecking ball. Oh,
God, you're an idiot.
that's the official technique.
Okay.
Okay, you go.
Okay.
Do it. I'm worried. We should wear eye protection.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Do you want to go
officially, we should be wearing eye protection.
Watch out.
Ouch. Close your eyes. You have sunnies? Then we look cooler as well. We are back with professional eye protection. Alright. How do you do it? Is there like a specific technique to it?
Yeah, there we
See
go.
how good I am? Careful! You might ruin your beautiful new palm. Wow. So manly. Today's work is done over here, so there is still this concrete slab, but we might not have to remove it because this area is going to be decking anyway. This area over here is going to be the garden bed because this is more shady area. Alrighty, so next on the agenda is
New fence.
new fencing over here. So we looked at a few options at Bunnings yesterday, haven't really made a decision yet, but we're getting there. Removing a few more pavers at the bottom over here, because that's going to be the garden bed. And Timmy, you said you're going to get the edging?
Yes.
Like the rusted
Yes.
copper, metal?
So, Corten
Yeah.
edging, so I'll try and get that during the week.
Yeah, and then we can fill up the garden bed. I'll see you when I see you. Bye. Hello, I'm just at Timmy's. Timmy just jumped in the shower because we got hot and sweaty getting rid of all of the pavers. And I don't have my camera gear with me, so this is just on my iPhone. It's windy and I have no mic, so hopefully you can hear me okay, but I'll keep it short. So basically, I think you've seen the no trees already. Now we got rid of all of the pavers because the deck is going to be demolished on Wednesday, and then they're going to put in new foundations, and then they're going to start rebuilding a new deck here and here. So this existing deck is absolute cactus. Oh shit! Bye. Absolute cactus. It's rotten, so that has to go. But Tim has decided on a deck that is like a similar-ish color. I think a little bit more wood, not so much painted, but like a light gray, because dark colors get too hot in summer, and too light colored would be too reflective and too glary, I suppose. So we went with something in between. So I think the toning will stay similar-ish. That's obviously done by professionals, not us. So I might ask Tim to do a little time lapse for us. And then I think in a couple of weeks' time, somebody's coming to discuss the fencing, the back, as well as on this wall as well. So seems to be that the deck and the fencing, the things that we thought might take the longest because we require external help, will be done first. Which is good because that means we can get started with the planting soon. I have already started propagating a lot of plants at home for Tim, and yeah, so I'm starting the work behind the scenes a little bit. Tim doesn't know all of the plants that I'm gonna bring over, but I have some ideas, so I'll see you soon. Kimberly! We're here for an update. Hello, Timmy.
Howdy. Yes, we have a new deck.
What the f? That happened so quickly.
Yeah.
Look at that. Hang on, I need to back up a bit. It's nice. It makes the whole space feel so much bigger already.
Doesn't it?
Got this.
A lot more
And
usable space.
all the way to there.
Yeah. We have new.
So also not much space for planting. But I mean, we don't need to do anything else with this space down there but plants, right? So that's good.
Yeah.
So that all happened super quickly. We were kind of
In
thinking,
a week, basically.
the table is going to go back to the
Yeah,
wall
okay,
there,
I
right?
just,
Yeah,
I
you
just need to put another.
Oh yeah, you're painting the
I need to
doors as well.
just need to do these edges.
Oh, I don't know how
And
I feel
then-
about- I mean, it doesn't look bad in itself, but it now really shows how thick the framing of these
Yeah.
windows is, right?
Yeah.
But it works with the chairs and everything, so that will go
Yeah.
back there. That's
Yeah.
good. And then you've got this whole new extension of the deck, which is going to look amazing. A builder you used before,
Yeah.
where he said that like he's really busy in March,
Yeah.
so he just wants to get it done straight
He
away.
was happy to get it done, yeah, and knew it would be a small job, so.
So that all happened within a week, eh?
Yeah, it was great.
So that's super good, because that's the one, like, there's two things we can't do ourselves, the deck and the fence.
Yes, I just want the bloody fence.
Yes, because the fence kind of is also in the way of us starting the planting, right? If we do any planting now, the fence is just going to get,
Yeah.
it's going to ruin that. Oh, and conveniently, the day Timmy finished his deck, the samples arrived. So
I was trusting the internet. That
yeah,
the colour was
because
right.
the builder was in a bit of a rush to getting it done before he starts his next job. We didn't have time for the samples to arrive, so we just chose one based on the internet. But there was like 5 photos, and in all 5 photos it looked so different. So we decided on, okay, what do we have? Now it's the moment of truth. We'll realize if we chosen correctly. Well, obviously we chose this one.
Yeah, which is the lightest.
I think these two are completely.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's Island Mist.
Is that?
Yeah, that's
Island Mist was my favorite.
Was it? But it's just a bit dark.
It is a bit dark.
Yeah. So,
You know what would be nice? Having an Island Mist fence.
or maybe I can get that colour.
Yeah. So it's not the same, because it is a pretty plain grey, let's say.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I mean, the pops of colour is going to happen with the pots, with the plants,
yeah.
you know? I think we made the right decision, right?
I think so.
Alrighty, that's it. So I will see you when there's more updates to share. Probably fence is the next thing on the agenda. So see you soon. And we're back. Timmy is just receiving a whole lot of soil at the front of the house, but I wanted to give you a quick update on the back of the house, but I also have some microphone issues, so fingers crossed. So basically what happened is we got rid of some of the star jasmine. Was it star jasmine? Whatever it is. We kept one of the big plants, but we really cut it back. So we just need to paint this wall over here white. We spray paint the fence over here in a nice charcoal. Alright, so this fence over here is new. We need to wait a couple of weeks until we can spray paint it, because there's still some resins or chemicals potentially leaking out of the wood or coming to the surface of the wood. So basically the paint wouldn't really stick well. So I think we need to wait another couple of weeks or so until we can do that. And new furniture arrived as well. It's under a cover because it rained last night, but some kind of greenish ones. Very nice. We'll show you when we see the end result anyway. Today we're keeping it covered because it is kind of overcast, but still warm and humid. 26 degrees still, so yeah. Oh, and we've got this edging in. So this is like this, it's gonna rust over time. That's the desired look. So we want it to look like this rusty color in the end. Yeah, so today we are filling the garden bed. So we elevated the garden bed with this edging a little bit, so we can top all of this up with soil, then put some plants in, and then put some mulch on top. So here we are, lots of soil, and you know how I always say it's all about the tools, so we obviously don't have the right tools for this. So yeah, this might take a little while longer than expected. We wanted a second wheelbarrow. Wheelbarrow? Yeah, that one. But it didn't fit in Tim's car, so we have one, which is kind of suboptimal because we're 2 people. Should we do this with a mask on?
Huh?
Probably, huh?
Well, it's only organic.
Yeah, that's why we should do it with a mask on. Guys, sorry, we don't have face masks, but we should do as I say, not as I do. Making progress?
Yeah.
A little bit, huh?
Huh?
Oh, and guys, there's also a pile of mulch behind him on the street. Yay! Alrighty, I feel like we moved about half of the soil up front, maybe?
Well, I think more than that.
Looks pretty full already.
I know. It will compress.
It will compress, yeah. I mean, when you step on it, it's very fluffy. Yeah. It's very good, which is good. We want that aeration. But it will compress by itself, so we might just overfill by a bit. But we need to also keep in mind that the plants and the root system will take up a bit of room as well, right? Yeah. Looking good. It's hot and sweaty. You guys are overheating, so are we. But you have the option to actually rest. We don't, so I'll put you to sleep for a little bit. Alrighty, quick update. The garden bed is filled. We are a sweaty mess, and I need to go into a meeting. So that's enough for today, and I'll see you when the plants are moving in. Bye. Hello. So every second Sunday, people can put their green waste on the street, and the council picks it up. And yes, it's been raining, that's why I'm soaked. And we found these friendly pennies over there. Timmy, show us. I think if we propagate them, that would be quite good, because we've done that before, so we've got one already. Yeah. We could even put these together, make a nice little display. Yeah. And there's also this ficus over here. It's like ficus elastica. I'm not too sure what's wrong with her. If she has any pests or something like that. I can't see anything. But she comes with the root ball and everything. And I think it would be a nice touch of variegation in your garden, Timmy. Yeah, what do you think? Yeah, let's take it? Yeah. Okay. I have kindly offered to fill the garden with plants from my garden. And given that Tim lives just across the road, so we have pretty similar climates, I figured, well, whatever is thriving in my garden should also thrive in his garden, right? Remember this cutting from when I did the Cebu Blue? Yeah. Now there were so many flower petals that fell on it, and they're starting to get moldy, so I hope that's okay. But look at the root system down there. So this one we're just gonna plant straight in the ground, I reckon, at Timmy's. So that first one will end up being a variegated one. The bottom part of the Cebu Blue that I also cut in a previous video, so that's also just gonna go into the ground, and then hopefully it can grow up the fence. We have this Bismarck palm, because I have two. This leaf is a bit damaged, but there's a variegated monstera that has some crazy roots. I also just want to pop this in the ground and let it climb up a fence, easy. I've got this Berlemax variegata. I just don't have room for it. It grows really messy, but I reckon again up against a fence in Tim's garden would be good. Here's a lush pot of alocasias, and this one I propagated from seed. Right, you might remember my propagating alocasias from Corm's video. So he's going to get 2 variegated ones. I mean, one of the variegated ones doesn't show any variegation at the moment, so I think I don't have high hopes for it, but they can still grow really nice. But I'm going to give him one variegated one as well. Should actually have a really good time in the garden. And then a really lush pot of Regal Shields. This one is a really sad looking stump of, I think, black velvet alocasia. So I reckon we just put it in the ground. It's been doing nothing. So nothing to lose. You happy with the selection so far? And then this one, I'll give it to Tim today, but we might not put it in the garden. We might just put it in his house. But it's outgrown my greenhouse and it's a duplicate, so I just need to get rid of it. It's a splendid, really nice, double planted, but I want to get rid of plants today. So this one, I'll need to separate out some plants, but let's have a look at the garden bed over there first, because it's clearly busy in here. And sorry, I know you can't see all too much. While I'm here, I might also just get rid of a few ugly leaves. But we've got a big Dean here. We've got a meme here. And we've got another meme here. So maybe I'll try and see if I can take this one out. Perfect, that came out easily. Just a little meme cutting. And I just pop everything in a pot. And just to carry it over. That's it. I don't need to worry too much about potting it up properly and all. But I have this one here. Oof, this one doesn't have much roots, but we'll try. I think it's a pasta. Oopsie, I ripped this out without roots. Which just means that I'm gonna take the leaves off, because I don't want the plant to waste energy on leaves. And we're just going to plant this. This should root fine. Alrighty, and then I found this large runner that the colocasia sent out as well. This one actually has some roots, so that's helpful. I reckon I'll just plant that under the ground as well and hope it sprouts. See how we go. Oh my god, another runner. But this one doesn't have roots, so I think. I had no idea this plant was running away like that. There's another runner. Hello, can you please stop running away and just grow leaves where you already are? Alrighty, and then I have some random cannas all over the garden beds. I'm just gonna aim for at least the bulbs or the tubers or whatever they're called. Those are good. Alright, this is a heliconia I've been propagating in water for a bit, so that can go as well. Okay, see how over here I've got some cannas? I don't know if you can see that. I want to take the whole bunch out. They're too tall, but I don't want to. I'm going to do it the lazy way, and I'm just going to rip on it. Sweet. That came out as one. I'm going to be looking for some extra corms. Yeah. I'm actually stealing one of the Regal Shields because I don't have a Regal Shields in the garden. I'm going to put this here instead. But I also want to separate some more of these alocasias, specifically this, oh shit, this lime zinger over here. It's gone crazy and it has a few pups. So, alright, that wasn't all too successful. Let's hope it survives. Should have really taken them out, separated them, then put them back in, but yeah, that was a little bit too much work for me today. Sorry. So many freaking green alocasias, seriously. See over here, like there's new shoots kind of about to poke out, but I think there's just not enough room for all of these in here. So it hasn't really grown in a while. Now, this can go dormant. Or like during winter it usually does go dormant, so it's technically not the best time to repot it, because I could just induce dormancy, but yeah, YOLO. Oh my god, come on. I might have to cut it. It's so deformed. Look how deformed it is. Okay, I really didn't want to cut it because I wanted to reuse the pot. Holy moly. Look at this. Wow. There you go, big one. They don't need to have leaves on right now. You pop this in the ground and they'll sprout left, right and center. But of course I want to give Timmy some like instant kind of gratification as well. So there's going to be some with leaves for sure. Ah, nice one, look. So guys, these cannas are so robust. This should do them no harm. So this is going to be my mother plant. And then you are going to Tim's place. Oh my god, I think he's going to be so happy when he sees all of those. I told him I'm going to dig some rhizomes up for him. I didn't tell him I'm going to give him half the bloody plant. But yeah, like, I also expect them to kind of go pretty floppy pretty quickly, but that's alright. They're not aeroids. They grow really, really fast. As long as they've got a rhizome and they're building a root system, they will sprout, and then they can grow like a new leaf every couple of days almost, right? So it's good news. Yeah, so basically using all of the plants from my garden is like low risk, because they will probably die in my garden anyway over the course of the winter. Oh, there's ants here as well. Okay, I mean this bit I just have to rip off, unfortunately. What the fuck? Okay, this is my cutting. Oh, okay. I don't think I can get this back into this pot. Anyway, this is going to be Timmy's cutting, and look at the roots it's got. Very nice. This plant has grown so crazy. Since I moved into this house. Wow, holy what? Can you see this? Sorry, I think it's too big for me to bring it closer to you. Wow. Okay, how do I go about this? I want to separate this out. I want to separate this bit on the side. I'm just gonna, come on. I'm just going to loosen the root ball a little bit. Okay, I need to separate this out. Oh no! Didn't come with any roots. Oh no! Well, we're going to propagate it. Oh shit. Please. Come out with some roots. Yay! Roots. Okay, now you, come on. You're the last one I want to separate out. Yes. Come on. Come on. Yay! Success! With roots and all. And this one's looking good, right? Timmy should be happy with that. So let's see what I'm gonna be left with. Oh, very, very decent. Okay. Very, very decent. I think that's enough for now. Let's see how we go with that, and then, you know, we can always have a second day of planting. So I messaged Tim so he can help me bring all of this over. We are fortunate enough to live really close by, so we're literally just gonna walk all of these plants over. Easy. And while I'm waiting for Tim to rock up to help me carry everything over, I'm just gonna clean and rearrange a little bit. Oh, good morning! I'm just taking my plants for a walk. Do you want to come with me? Delivery for Tim. Alrighty, we are back. We are doing dual camera angle because life isn't hard enough as it is. So we just moved in all of the plants.
And there's a lot of plants.
From my place. That was quite fun.
Yeah.
We got a few good looks from the neighbors.
Yeah.
But I think by now they know me.
A few WTFs. But,
they're like, hi.
Yeah.
But that's alright. Now, we are going to work on plant placement today.
Yep.
But before we do that, Timmy, you've done a few things in the meantime. Mainly you painted this fan.
Yes.
This fence, right? This
Yes.
fence is new. Looks
Yes.
really good.
Yeah, it's really lifted it.
Yeah.
And it's a great. I think it's going to be a great contrast with the green foliage.
I think so. I
And
want to get some climbers to climb
really
up
make
that
it
fence
bounce.
as well.
Yeah.
And we're lucky because right now we're going into autumn, so the sun is, in summer, the sun would just be moving pretty much straight over our heads. Now, as it's going into autumn, the sun is kind of covered by the fence a little bit. So the garden bed in itself over here isn't actually getting too much direct sun at the moment. I think it's more about getting them into the ground, establishing a root system so that they can all really thrive in the next growing season in spring. But that's like a good 6 months away. All right, let's just get started. Okay. So we need to work out kind of the positioning a little bit. And I think what we're going to do is we're just going to have... We haven't worked it out. We're literally going to do it live with you. So I think we're just going to have a conversation and you can just be there.
Yeah, and we'll cut out the arguing. So
Timmy, this is the sunniest part of the garden bed right now, and it's the part where we need to build a little bit of height to cover.
Yes.
So from the neighbors. Now I do like the bird of paradise over here. It's going to grow really large, but it's going to take a few years, right? So I think we should have it more here. So eventually it gives you some height here.
Okay. Yep.
But in that big open space, I think we should try and get the heliconias in.
Yeah, good call. Okay.
Yeah, see, it is already looking good, isn't it? What about this one? We said we're going to keep this one in a pot over there because it can handle a lot of sun. Look, these ones, they will go... I've got a feeling that they're just gonna drop all of their leaves, but that's okay because the rhizomes are very, very strong and they'll reshoot.
Sorry, what's the rhizomes?
Here, see? So this is where the original plant was attached, and then this is kind of like a modified root stalk thingy, I don't know. Oh. And then this one is the new plant. Heaps of those. Yeah. So I'm thinking we could have some there and maybe some here. What do you think?
Yeah.
Just to give it... I don't think we need to put something in the corner for now. I think it would be a bit of a waste.
Yeah.
We can start planting in there once we've got a lot of leftovers.
Yeah. Okay.
These ones, I do want to get them onto this fence over here.
Okay.
So this needs to go onto this fence here.
The Cebu blue.
Yes. And then I want it to grow. Can you just help me with this? Then I want this to grow off the pole and onto the fence, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I think this one would be cool here, kind of hanging over the edge a bit.
Yes, excellent choice.
I'm thinking we should start the alocasia corner here.
Yep.
This should be the
Most
alocasia.
protected.
Yeah, for now. What do you think about a big monstera here?
Yeah, like this
big
one?
Yeah, put it there.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let me show you a little bit what we've decided on. So bird of paradise here, then we've got the heliconias here, some, what are they called again? Jesus, the canna lilies. The Stuttgart, some more cannas here, and then this fence, I want plants to grow up this fence. Now I have a few propagations at home still in water, but they're not quite ready. So we're gonna have to leave gaps. A Cebu blue here, teeny tiny Adansonii, variegated epipremnum there, big monstera there, and then from this onwards is gonna be kind of the alocasia section. So we've got a few alocasias for Timmy here. There's gonna be more coming in spring, I think. I think we just need to establish a little bit of shade for them first. So hopefully this heliconia can grow and provide a little bit of shade for them. And then over here is a palm, and this one was a rescue. We found this on the street. It looks like we found it on the street, but we're gonna get it out of the pot and we're gonna have a look at it, and I would love for this to kind of grow up nice and tall over here. The variegation would be a stunning little pop of color against the fence. And we have also decided, no, we need to put it towards the fence. Yeah, we'll put it here. Timmy has neglected his Splendid a little bit and it dropped all of the leaves. I brought him a new Splendid because I always have a spare. The new Splendid is nice, so we're gonna keep this one inside, and then we take the old Splendid, this one, and we're gonna just try it in the garden. I mean,
see if we can resurrect
just YOLO at this stage, right? So we're gonna just start digging, and we're gonna put you on a time lapse if the camera doesn't overheat, and we'll go from there. Remember the crazy variegated epipremnum and how root bound it was? I got it all out. But yeah, I'm just gonna pop it as it is in the garden. Let me quickly give you an update on the garden, but it is very, very sunny, so kind of unbearable for us, and
very hot and sweaty.
It also doesn't look that good with the harsh light and harsh shadow, so I'm probably gonna come back later in the afternoon. We need to do mulching at a different point anyway, and then hopefully we can see things better. But basically, yeah, all of these plants, these taller ones, have gone in here. Then I have a few smaller plants under this fern. Hopefully the fern is providing sufficient shading. Then we've got some taller plants at the back, or we have some plants that we want to attach to the fence, like the Cebu blue, the Splendid, fingers crossed. The variegated doesn't look like much right now, but it has lots of roots. We've got a palm in the middle to hopefully grow up and then give us shade, but yeah, that's definitely yeah, this beautiful palm here. Okay, just it's gonna happen, don't worry. And then another monstera, like just a deliciosa, to hopefully climb up the fence over there, and another heliconia over there to hopefully give a little bit of height, and then a rubber tree over here to give a little bit of height as well. And then down below we've got some alocasias, just a few for now, see how they go, and then more to come in spring. So really at this stage it's just experimental. We need to see what sticks, what works, what doesn't. But yeah, I mean, my garden, you'll see it eventually again, doesn't look any emptier because of all of the plants that I took out. It looks pretty much the same. I think the only one that really looks much smaller is the Stuttgart, but the Stuttgart would decline going into autumn anyway. So I feel like I didn't personally lose any of the plant, if that makes sense. So all of this just kind of like, you know, for free. So we get to experiment a little bit more.
Big thanks to Jan. Big thanks to Jan.
But yeah, look, we don't know this stuff, right? You know, we're just literally just winging it. And we're just hoping for the best. So it's always good if you don't put a whole lot of money into that, because then less risk, right?
The benefit of cuttings and propagation.
Exactly. I'm just gonna water these plants a little bit. Now, usually you don't really want to water them in the middle of the day. It's really hot, but I'm worried that they're gonna dry out a little bit. So let me just do that, and we'll see each other once it's time to put the irrigation system in. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Hello, it is the next day. Because Timmy is so incredibly organized. He got all of the irrigation stuff already and he was working on it all day. And he told me he's done. And just needs, I don't know, I hope the wind isn't too crazy. But yeah, he told me he's done and he just needs a bit of help with the mulch. So I think we're finishing the project today. Alright Timmy, show us your irrigation.
Okay.
Show us. I can see a bit there. Is it going to sprinkle my camera?
Yeah, if you stand there it will.
Okay, so it's kind of like a little misting irrigation, not drip irrigation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, this one you can see. You just need to be really careful that the mist isn't on and the full sun and then everything gets burnt. So let's do the mulch then, last step. Well done.
Yes.
We're done. Well, for now, you know, as with every garden, it will be
an evolution.
It's a continuous effort, and I'm honestly so surprised how quickly we've gotten this done. I reckon it was like maybe a month.
Yeah.
But it's not like we worked on it every day of the month.
No.
That was like, I mean, that was
2 days a week over the last month, maybe. Couldn't have transformed better than I think it has. Like, I think it's everything. It's everything I wanted. Obviously, we've got to be patient with the growth with the larger plants.
Talking about the plants now, it was only yesterday that we put them in. I can definitely see these plants suffering, but that's okay. These leaves, I mean, if I were a plant in this situation, I would also take all of the energy out of the leaves and put it back into the root system and re-establish that. And only then I would start growing new leaves. But that's why we've done it right now, because I reckon we've got another month and a half or so until
it's really warm. Well, it's really warm weather.
Yeah, like, well, not really warm, but I think, you know, you don't want too hot either. You don't want 40 degrees, right? No. So you don't want to establish these plants in the ground in the middle of summer. So it is actually a good time. But just be realistic with your expectations. Some of these plants will visually die. And then hopefully
we're hoping they're working on their root system.
Exactly. So just because you see like this, for example, it goes a bit floppy over here, you know, or like this leaf over here, just cut it and pay it no mind. And really for you, I think what you want to, I mean, obviously don't test too hard, but what you want to do when you wiggle this, once you feel like it has like a little bit of resistance, then you know, oh, it's working on roots. But obviously at the same time, don't wiggle it too hard because you might just destroy the root that it's growing, right?
And given they're in new soil, they've got new mulch, we've put irrigation in.
And nutrients.
How often do you think I should be watering them?
Honestly, I have no idea, because I don't really do outdoor gardening as much either. I don't know how much I should be watering my own garden, to be fair. You know, I genuinely don't know. I mean, I got this new like moisture meter thing, and now I'm aiming for about 30% moisture level
in the soil.
But I just randomly made up that number as well. I was just like, let's just go for 30%. At the end of the day, I think you're not going to get around having to actually look at the plants and see whether or not they get enough water.
Yeah.
It could also be that just 1 or 2 plants aren't getting sufficient water. And you just need to give them time to either adapt or die. But the adaptation process is going to take a little while, and usually, you know, it gets worse before it gets better. And whatever doesn't stick, well, it's going to be part 2 in spring then, right?
Yeah.
Let me take you closer because the lighting is actually really nice right now. It's not so harsh anymore, so we can actually see what's going on.
Sure,
Yeah?
let's do it.
And yeah, let's go through here. Oh, actually, first of all, we've got a frangipani over there. You might remember this frangipani from my old house. So Timmy got this one when we moved, 4 months ago. And it had no leaves, so all of these leaves have sprouted since Timmy
It was
had it.
3 houses ago for me, and then it went to yours.
Yeah, it was yours first, then he gave it to me, then
Yeah.
I gave it back to you.
And I resuscitated it.
Alrighty, here's our little rescue from the street. Once you cut most of the manky leaves off, it actually looks pretty good, and I'm excited for the pop of color against the fence.
Good contrast.
I did not approve of this, but Timmy put it in here regardless. Anyway, and then here are just some sad looking alocasias everywhere. As I said, these, you know, we'll have to establish. These leaves are cactus, of course, you know, but we're just looking for new leaves and hopefully they come soon. I mean, look at this. It looks so sad, but trust the process, okay guys? Trust the process. All right, and then here, a little pan through. Alrighty. I know Timmy's a sucker for variegation, so I'll put the variegated one kind of right in the middle over here.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
And then at the back we've got a Deliciosa, variegated Epipremnum, splendid, teeny tiny Adansonii, and a nice Cebu. The Cebu looks good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, some more sad looking alocasias, but again, trust the process, don't worry. The Canas over there, trust the process. The Xanadu over here, and then the bird's nest fern that was obviously here already, and that's supposed to give a little bit of shade to these plants down below, but I really wanted some plants that kind of spill over the edge a little bit. Let's completely ignore this corner. I'm just hoping that this corner kind of sorts itself out. Yeah. Sorry, Mame. I swear to God, also if we just position it, why are they like flopping backwards like that?
I don't know.
See, if at least position it like that, it looks slightly less sad, no?
Stunt leaves.
And then, yeah.
Terrible.
Stop it! Trust the process. And then over here, we're trying to establish some larger plants. The bird of paradise is gonna explode. It's gonna grow so crazy. The heliconias should also grow really fast, really quickly. You just have to give up on the existing leaves, right?
Okay.
So just don't cut them yet. Keep the leaves for now, so the plant can take that energy back and put it into the roots, but we're not aiming at keeping these leaves alive, if that makes sense. Yeah.
You did forget one.
Which one did I
forgot
forget?
one plant. Our breathtaking
Honestly, hardly saw it. It's like
our
this
breathtaking
beautiful
foxtail palm.
Trust the process.
Okay.
Seriously, we're gonna come back.
We've been trusting the process.
He's giving me shit, you know, this is what reality of plant life looks like. I'm giving him decently established plants already, still complaining.
To be honest, we did buy that for 10% of what the normal cost is.
We went to one
because
nursery.
it was in that state.
Yeah, we went to the one nursery and we wanted a foxtail palm and it was $420. I got this one for $20. $20 because I bargained them down. I was like, I hunted down the people. I was like, how much for this one? How much for this one? And they're like, we don't know. It looks so sad.
Well, buying the rescue ones has worked for us before.
Exactly. Oh, and then we've got 2 of the lower pedalums. If you watched the video where we went plant shopping, those are the ones that we got. And I feel like it just makes a nice little step down. I don't know. And then we've got the Bismarck palm here, kind of right in the middle, and I reckon it's gonna absolutely love the sun and just fills that space a bit.
And along with the gigantum?
Oh yeah, sorry, but that was here already. The gigantum was here already. Looking amazing, slightly concerned about the amount of sun, but I think it has built decent resilience to it.
It has.
At this stage. Alrighty, come on, one more. Well done.
Thanks, Yoni.
Well, thanks for trusting me with your garden. I mean, not trusting me. I mean, it was a mutual effort.
Joint effort.
Yeah, it was definitely a joint effort. But yeah, thanks for taking all of my orphan plants. You know, I would have no idea how to possibly get rid of them if you weren't
so open to taking them.
Generously taking all of them. But yeah, there's actually
we still have backups, don't we, in case they die?
We have heaps.
Yeah.
But
ciao.
Bye for now. Hello my friends! Exactly 4 weeks ago we redid Timmy's garden, and today I want to walk over and check on all of the plants, see if they survived. Hopefully they're grown, and also I'm offloading a few more plants to him today as well. So I've got this big dubia over here that has no pot. I think that would look really nice in this garden and will make a big impact pretty much immediately. And I have 2 of them. Hello! 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 If you're watching my second channel, if you're not, what are you doing? But if you are watching my second channel, you would know Bailey by now, huh? Miss Bailey is the newest family member. Aren't you? And we've spent so much time together. I'm your uncle, I'm your naughty uncle, your fun uncle, huh? Yes, yes, you're so friendly. Kisses, kisses. Such a cutie. So yeah, we got a dog in between as well, huh? So much happening, so much happening. Psst. Okay, Miss Bailey, are you gonna let me do some work in the garden? Or are we gonna play together? Are we gonna play together? Hey, look at this. Look at the 2 of you, huh? Look at you. My new little bubba. Nice. And now we actually have an excuse for the fake grass as well, right?
Correct.
It was all meant to be. We just didn't know it back then, but we had this vision. Yeah. Or like we had this feeling. But yeah, this is her toilet now.
Yes. And she did a poo on the grass this morning, first thing.
Nice. Well, it is looking good. It's definitely looking lusher than when we first planted it. We're going to look at everything in depth, but how has it been, Timmy?
It's been good, actually.
Yeah,
really surprising. So it's interesting when you look at the photos back from when we first did it, relative to now, you see how much growth there is. Like every day I look at it multiple times a day, but just the new growth coming up, and rhizomes that we put in that have actually shot up, and really happy with it. Not happy with the snails and slugs, but we're dealing with that.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
All good. And you guys really loved the video. Like, I think it must be the video I've had the most comments on ever. Yeah. A lot of you commented on the ficus. We did put the ficus into the ground, which turns out is not a good idea because of invasive roots. So we're gonna pop that into the pot today as well. So we're gonna.
Oh, are we?
We're gonna have to. Yeah, we're gonna do that today. So we're gonna put. I brought a few more plants over for you. We're gonna put them in the garden.
Thank you.
And we're gonna, I think, dig this out just rather sooner than later, right? So it can actually establish in the pot instead. Got a little pan through the garden over here. It's looking good, especially with the little doggo.
We have the bird of paradise, which seems to be loving its new spot.
This leaf is new, right?
Yeah, it's new.
And also we do have a little puppy fence over here for the puppy. So, but it actually looks really, like not really good. Obviously, it's not a design feature, but it's not as
obvious,
terrible as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
We do need to address the heliconias, right?
Yes.
Because we actually added some more heliconias since the initial video. We went plant shopping and we found some really well-priced heliconias. They're a different type. So these are the hot Rio Nights. I've got some of those as well, but I didn't bring them over for you because mine isn't that big yet.
Well, I've got my own now. So
these tall ones over here, they are not from my garden. They're still going through a little bit of adjustment, you can see, because they're just changing conditions, right, to the nursery that they grew up in. But we figured rather a little bit more than too little in this section. But yeah, so not all of the tall ones that you see here, the ones that are kind of doing well, they're not the ones that came from my garden. So let's have a look at the ones that did come from my garden. So
we've got this one,
This one, but this was pretty tiny, right?
Yeah.
But all of these have started to shoot out. And
Yeah.
this is exactly what I was expecting them to do. I would expect them to just reshoot from the bottom, like over here, completely bringing out new shoots. So that's perfect. And
we've got
this
more
one too,
here.
right? So I mean, this heliconia in itself, and I think that was the one that had pretty much no roots as well.
Yeah.
It looks terrible.
I think it spent a lot of time with rooting.
I think you can cut this
I
leaf
finally?
for sure,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
But that's okay, because look at this. It's giving me 3 new shoots over here, and they grow really, really fast, especially because they have so much space to expand, and they love the moisture that this garden bed brings. So this is just a matter of time. This is exactly what I was expecting to happen, so I'm really happy that this happened. And then I also want to address this behind here, actually, because these are the Stuttgarts that just have started to reshoot. They're clearly being eaten by something, but they were just rhizomes, right? So that's good. They're starting to come out over here. So it just shows that they have actually started growing roots, which is the main focus for now, right? Like leaves come and go, but only if there's a good root system.
It's like, this is staggering. That's come from nowhere.
Yes, so Timmy didn't even know. I kind of just buried some Stuttgart rhizomes everywhere. So over here we've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this one is a heliconia. I think 6 Stuttgart shoots just come out of nowhere. And that's just because I just placed rhizomes all over the garden, kind of.
Potluck.
Yeah, so that's pretty good.
Yeah.
The crawlers did not make it.
No, that's partially, well, it's primarily Bailey.
Bailey, was that you?
She sat on them.
You sat on it? That's okay, you'll be forgiven. Then obviously we've got the bird's nest fern looking beautiful as ever. I wanted to show you something really cool. So you know the fruit from the palm tree that we just spoke about earlier, that over there? When that fruit drops, it kind of drops into the bird's nest fern. This is like an epiphytic environment, you know what I mean? These are not grown in the ground. These are just grown in like
the structure of an existing plant.
Exactly, and like leaves and debris and whatnot. Alrighty, then this actually seems to be okay. It looked very, very sad, and it looks like some of them have also found their way onto this palm over here, right? So that's really cool.
It took about 2 weeks for those to actually come good, and now they're like, seem to be going really well.
Yep.
We have Xanadu here that's got new growth.
That's good.
We've got the Syngonium, is it?
No, this one is a no ID philodendron. That's also somewhat finding its way onto the palm, maybe.
Okay.
And then in the back over there, you can see another random Stuttgart popping up, and lots of random Stuttgarts popping up over here.
Yeah, but again, something's eating them.
I would cut these.
Okay.
Like, they're very ugly. Alrighty, and then we've got the Cebu Blue over here. You can see some new growth coming out. And then this is a cute little alocasia over here that has definitely grown a lot. I mean, all the alocasias looked absolutely terrible when we first put them in.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy with
flourished.
this. Look at that. Look.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I did have the variegated one here, but it's actually been
Look,
destroyed.
there's definitely
I
a
know.
snail
That's why I put the
here.
pellets out.
Yeah. That's all right. Look, it just destroyed the actual leaves.
Yeah, the most beautiful part.
But as long as the root system is there, it's just going to reshoot. You know?
Yeah.
Look at the Splendid. This is a brand new leaf, isn't it?
It's taken a bit to adjust, but it's, they took ages to unfurl, but it's now, it's tracking pretty well.
That's awesome. And this is the variegated epipremnum, and I can see 2 new shoots over there, so that's also good. Alrighty, and then over here, the Regal Shields looks very good as well.
Yeah.
It certainly has grown a bunch of leaves, and there's a new leaf coming there.
Yeah.
Also something eating it.
Yeah.
But so you said you put pellets out?
I've put these little orange
stuff?
pellets, Okay. So, and you can see what it's done to this one as well.
Yes, here too. But I mean, these 2 leaves are completely new. This one was like non-existent.
Correct.
This one was non-existent.
That was just a stump.
Yeah, 2 leaves here.
Yeah.
This leaf is definitely new. So they're actually going really well. I did not expect that.
Yeah.
And the Monstera over there is growing a new leaf as well.
Yeah.
And don't pull too hard, because look at this root that has already found the fence.
Oh yeah.
Behind
I hadn't
there.
noticed that.
That's exactly what we wanted to do. And I think this big juicy root down there is new as well. Like the really juicy one there.
Yeah, it is.
Happy days.
Yeah.
Another green one that has definitely grown before it got destroyed, but it was not that big when we put it in, you know what I mean? So I'm seeing the fact that it has that much growth means it just has a root system.
Yeah.
Which makes me really happy.
I think all the allocations have like gone far better than I
Another one
expected.
here. Hi, girl. What are you barking about, huh? Is that why my lens is dirty? Have you been licking it? Whee! Yes, come on.
That's a different species, right?
Yes,
That's
this
not
is a smaller one. This one
Right.
grow as tall. And then you also put these in.
Yeah.
What are these? Do you remember their name?
No, because a neighbour very kindly gave them to me.
But they're kind of nice. Just a really nice ground cover. You
Yeah.
know, it adds a little bit of texture,
Yeah.
a little bit of color as well. They have these nice purples. And they're nice and they add texture.
And I think that went with the
Nice and
Lauropetalum as well, like the purple backing to it. So
And another really nice Regal Shields doing really well. Oh, and look at this. Oh my God, this came from the runner. Remember
right,
the
yeah,
runner
yeah,
where I just
yeah.
buried the runner like
Yeah.
blindly?
yeah,
No way! Look at the rubber tree. We will take it out, but it's thriving.
Yeah.
I mean, it has new shoots and new leaves on all of the 800 shoots, but also look at all of the new shoots coming out here, 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 down here. There's actually a little leaf in between these two stems.
it's doing
Here.
pretty well, given
So-
it was a freebie.
So this is going to have like 8,000 leaves eventually. We could put the dubia up against this fence over here because
Yeah,
the dubia is quite large already.
Yeah.
It won't like direct sun for now because it's not
That
used
doesn't
to
get
it.
that doesn't get direct
That's
sun.
why I'm saying this
Yeah.
would be a good corner, and then we fill that corner with a bit of height as well, so we're not
Yeah.
missing the ficus.
Yeah,
All right.
sounds good.
And we do need to come up with a solution for this
Yes.
corner. It looks a bit empty, but it could be a spring thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because we also don't want to do everything straight away.
no.
All right, so we've got this one, and we decided we're going to put this over
Yeah,
here, right?
look at the roots and all the back of it. It's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, that is how it survives without actually having a pot. It just survives based on the roots in the pole.
Yeah.
Now, with this pole, you have to keep it moist.
Oh, right, okay.
Because when we put the other ones in there, they had a huge root system
Yep.
on top of the pole.
This is all sitting within
This is
the...
just within the pole. So while all of these roots from the pole will go into the ground eventually,
Yeah.
in the meantime, you do need to keep the moss pole
Okay.
moist, which should be a bit easier because it's actually plastic backed, right?
Yep.
And then only from here onwards, it will actually attach to the
Fine.
fence.
Okay.
Now, there's one thing we could consider. We could actually cut it in half and plant them next to each other.
Yeah.
And then the plant has more space on the fence rather than the pole.
Yeah, I like
do you
that
think?
idea. Yeah, I think it'd be nice to fill that like with denser green rather
Yeah,
than
then
just
you
the
have
one
two,
stem. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So let's do that now so the cut can dry over a little
Okay.
bit. Do
So-
you have scissors? Then I've got these Styamachia cuttings, Syngonium.
Oh, the old Styamachia.
They will look so stunning when they climb up. I hope the root system is good enough.
They look a bit like rocket.
Yeah, they do a little bit.
Yeah.
Like a little. Yeah, so there are like 3 or 4 cuttings over
Okay.
here that I think we could maybe plant them 2 and 2 or something like that. You know, like
yeah. And do you think somewhere shaded?
all on this wall over
Yeah,
here,
okay.
which is shaded enough for
Alright.
now. Then we've got a Jerry Horn that's already potted up. It will grow really long green leaves. I think it will look good.
Well, why don't we put that in the back?
Lime Zinger over here. Santosoma.
Lime zinger.
I think that's what I call it because it's nice and
Well,
bright.
we can call it that.
Do you want to hold it?
Yeah.
So we already have one of them in the garden. So I think we put this in a different corner of the garden. It adds like a beautiful pop of color.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Because it's a bit lighter colored and it grows wild. The one that I have in my garden grew wild over this season.
What about over near the Monstera? Oh, we've already
We
got
already
that
have one there.
yeah.
But we could put this in that corner where we take the...
Below the dubia.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
because
okay.
the dubia is nice and dark and this one is nice and light.
Yeah.
And
Good
that's all I
contrast.
brought.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
As much as I love having her around, I think it's going to be a bit too hard for us to watch her
I think we need
because
to.
she can't
I think
eat
she
these
needs to have
plants.
I think she needs to have a sleep.
Yeah, so do you want to put her to bed and we're
Yeah.
going to get planting? Yes?
We shall.
Okay. Good night, my darling. Oh, kisses. Okay, kisses. Oh, geez, she's a biter. It's like me in high school.
Don't say that.
Well, while you were putting the baby to sleep, I cut this in half.
Yeah.
So what we can do, we can probably put it that deep into the into
Oh,
the
right.
ground, so
Okay.
then it's not so high.
Yeah, okay.
But that's good. It gives it more room on the actual fence,
Yep.
right?
Okay.
Because that makes it less reliant on
The
the pole because it's less far for the plant to reach into
Yeah.
the ground.
Okay. That makes sense.
What we ultimately want. So kind of we're aiming for the total opposite of what I usually aim for. Do we want to do like the right thing and kind of like dig it out, or do we just want to pull?
I think we dig it out.
Oh really? I would have pulled.
Okay.
I can't have been that crazy with the roots. Huh? I'm more worried that if we dig, we destroy some other roots. No?
Okay.
I'm not worried about destroying the ficus.
Well, I'll just go from the back to start. Right?
Okay, try. Can we just pull a little bit? Just try.
Oh God, no! It's really.
You're not pulling enough. See, that's how you do it professionally. There you go.
All right. Giddy up.
Where's the pot?
Yeah. Oh, we don't even need much soil.
No. You've got some spare outside, right? Because,
I've got heaps.
I mean, we need to potentially do something with this over here as well. Miss Bailey did not want to sleep. You want to be with us. There's too much happening. That's okay. You go chew on your thing. We've got the ficus out. So I think we pop that in the pot over there. So there you go. Yeah, look at us. Look at us doing all the work. And you're just useless. Oh wow, okay. And we just park it on the side for now.
It's going to be in the way.
Find a spot. So I want to put the lime zinger here, I think. You know, don't you think?
Yeah.
This will look good. I mean, ignore all of these existing leaves. We're going to get some scissors, cut the ugly ones off. And then you reckon the dubia's here?
Yeah, in the far corner.
And remember how I keep saying it's all about the tools that you have? This is the best Timmy was able to do.
Well, because most of them are at your place.
Yeah, because they're all mine. The smaller one here. And then the bigger one maybe here.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay, let's do that. Where's my professional tool?
Your digging tool?
Yeah. Okay, this professional digging tool.
Would you like a serving spoon?
Oh, that would be good. I think that would make all the difference.
Yeah, but you'll be finished by the time I find it.
Yes.
Don't sit down because Bailey is right underneath you. Bailey, come on, out you come.
Giving me a massage, are you? Yes. Yes, good girl. Yes. Okay. I cut all the ugly ones off.
Okay, thank you.
And
hey, Bailey.
Then I think we can just remulch.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Oopsie.
No. So delicate.
Now these are, Bailey, I am a bit worried that they might just fall over because they're not super deeply rooted into, well, there's no roots. But that's what, they need to build roots. But it should be fairly sheltered from wind in that corner as well.
Oh, definitely.
Right? Should we just plant them all together so they grow up as one lush thing?
Yeah, as a clump.
Yeah.
As a clump. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I think there would be good. I reckon here. Because the allocages are good and all, but they're never going to grow that tall up the fence, you know?
No.
And I think this is going to give it enough shelter for now. With my professional tool, I just made a quick hole and chucked it in there. I'm not too fast. I mean, clearly you saw how rough we were when we planted everything initially, and it's fine.
We just want to get it done.
All right, last one, we've got the Jerry Horn. Now, don't come for me. But I don't think it's like the nicest plant out there. So Timmy really desperately wants to fill the corner that nobody can see. So I've got an idea. Why don't we make this the dedicated corner that nobody can see plant?
Okay.
Yeah, you happy with that?
Yeah.
Oh, there's another Stuttgart coming here.
Is there?
Yeah, will be good.
Well, don't wreck it.
It's not the plan. The plan is to not wreck it, for sure.
Oh, it's like you're in the jungle through this shot.
Are you a little troublemaker? You are trouble, aren't you? You are trouble.
Yeah, that looks good, Yanni.
I'm just taking over because between filming, taking care of the dog, the light changing and everything, we're just taking too long. So I'm going to show you how to actually be efficient. It's by not giving a basically, you know what I mean? So this leaf, ugly. Gone.
What? That's new.
Yeah, but it was ugly. Gone. And now it seems pretty radical, but it's fine. Like, we're in a garden. You know,
Okay.
you saw how radical I am when I pulled all of these out of my garden.
True.
I wasn't being super careful with anything, and everything in my garden has survived as well. So sometimes I think people overthink it a little bit. I like to just boom, boom, boom. All right, I'm happy now. We've gotten rid of a lot of ugly leaves. Honestly, I'm usually not hesitant to cut ugly leaves because they just take away from the beautiful leaves, in my opinion. I know some people hold on to ugly leaves for dear life, and that's fine. Like, if that makes you happy, go for it. But I have no problem cutting plants back, and they don't seem to have a problem with it either. It's 5 times as much work when you have a puppy. I know why I have a cat. Like, I mean, love Bailey
She's
to
a puppy,
death,
and she's a handful.
She's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Can't be mad at her when she looks like this, right?
She's looking at herself. Don't rev her up.
Kiss it. Alrighty. Oh my god, she's so cute. So basically, we've got the dubia over here and the lime zinger in that corner, replacing the ficus.
Yes,
and the ficus
which is now
in a
potted.
pot. Beautiful. Not too much change here, apart from just getting rid of all the ugly bits. Not too much change over here. I mean, we did put the jerry horn over there, but you can't really see that just yet. And over here, we also just cut the ugly bits off. So, not bad. Overall, it was a success so far.
Yeah, it was
I'm
great.
actually positively surprised.
Yeah.
And we probably have another month of okay weather before winter really hits us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I let you down. So, fingers crossed,
Yeah.
and we'll see each other again at the beginning of spring. I honestly
Is that the
can't.
plan?
Yeah, I can't wait to see what spring.
Unless we get more really good growth between now and then.
We'll see, but definitely at the very latest, at the beginning of spring, I think.
Sounds like a plan.
Alright.
Alrighty.
See you guys.
See you guys.
Hello, my friends. It is such a beautiful day. It is. Come on, phone. Do your thing. It is 22 degrees and it's absolutely beautiful in the sun. It's really the first week where it feels like spring, but I think it might be a false alarm. It is still the end of August and we can still have a little drop again. So I don't think winter is fully over yet, but we are definitely heading towards spring. During night, it can still go down to single digits, but during the day, I reckon it will consistently head towards the 20 plus, right? So really can't complain. I'm on my way to Tim's. Tim is actually out and about. He is skiing. Who goes skiing at the beginning of spring? So I thought I'd use this opportunity to have a quick look at his garden to see if it survived winter and also take Bailey for a walk. Hello, gorgeous. Hello. Hello. Hello, my darling. Hello. How are you? Huh? Are you missing your daddy? Hey, that's my microphone. Yes, hello. Hello. Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a walk? Do you want to go for a walk? Why don't we look at the garden first and then I take you for a walk? Yeah? I think that's a yes. Now, while Timmy is skiing, he's got a house sitter to look after her, so she's not alone, but I can't take care of her because I have Brettles, so she can't live with me. But it's okay. Yes, darling. Yes, oh my god, you're so excited. Yes, yes. Oh, isn't it so nice and warm in here, my darling, huh? Look, your ball. Come on. Yes. Where is it? Where is it? Are you puppy trained now, huh? Come on. Come on. It's there. You're so good, huh? You're so good at fetch. Come on, drop it. Drop it. Yep. Come on, give it to.
No, you want to drop it? Drop it. Hey. Yes. Come on. Now, I see Bailey quite frequently. I haven't updated you in a while because it's been cold and depressing and rainy. So, you know, now that it's warmer, we're going to end up going to the beach more often. We go for more walkies, and then I think you guys will see more of Bailey as well. But yeah, look, today I'm just going to show you Tim's garden. We're not going to do anything about the garden, right? It's still early days. I think if we wait another month, all of our efforts will be rewarded better. So I really just want to give you a bit of an update because this is probably the worst the garden, come here. This is probably going to be the worst the garden will look, and then we can see how quickly or if the garden recovers over spring. So I thought let's just do a bit of a stock take today. Alrighty, here we are. Let me bring you a bit closer, and then I also brought scissors so I can chop some of the ugly growth off for Timmy. Alright, so, well, I think the Laura Pedalum has not survived. Was that you maybe? Was that maybe you? Was that maybe you? No, you're a good girl, huh? You're a good girl. You would never do anything like that. Okay, over here we've got the Bird of Paradise. It's looking really good actually. You can't really see any winter damage, and a new leaf coming out here. The Haliconias, as expected, winter damage, but they are doing better than mine, and I believe that's because they're in the ground. But yeah, this does not look good. It does actually also look like a caterpillar has had a bit of a field day here, so I reckon we can chop all of these back. They're looking a bit ugly, but what we really want is we want the plant to reshoot from the base. So over here you can see these are all new shoots, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's brilliant. I love seeing that. Here as well, shoot here, shoot here. Something coming out here, maybe, no? Here as well, there's a shoot coming out here, there's one shoot coming out here. So some spring, summer growth is already happening, so I think we can get rid of the old ones. This over here also looks very much like a caterpillar, so I asked Timmy to keep an eye on that. The big fern over here is doing well, and actually look at this, all of these little seeds from the palm tree above has sprouted little palms in here. Look at that, cute little palms from this palm tree at the top over there. The Moraine already has new spring growth as well, it's looking good. But this is the Burlamax Vigada. Oh my god, it's completely gone. Oh no. That does not look good at all. Oh well, you win some, you lose some. Xanadu is doing well, not a surprise at all. Over here we've got some alocasias that are doing okay-ish. The No ID is actually doing well over here, hardly any winter damage. And some Canna Stuttgarts over here. Actually, this one is a Jerry Horn. This one you can see there. That has grown. But it's growing off the fence rather than towards the fence. So let's see if I can fix that. Oh no, the Cebu Blue is doing terribly out here. My Cebu Blue has done much better than Tim's, and mine is also outside. But there is new growth. Also looks damaged by some sort of caterpillar potentially. Alocasia not doing their best, but you can see new growth coming out the base over here. So happy days. The stick. Well, I wasn't expecting the stick to do well during winter, but it hasn't died. I still think it's gonna come good. Alright, the Splendid has done terribly. What the hell is this? Okay, this is the newest leaf. Again, I think something is eating it. Winter wouldn't have helped, but yeah. But yeah, okay, it is what it is. Where's the growth point? Here's the growth point. I hope it's gonna reshoot and find its way onto the wall. The variegated Epiprenum has also done absolutely nothing during winter, so let's hope that spring is gonna change that. I'm also pretty sure there was a variegated Alocasia here, which is no longer with us. This palm over here is doing well. I can see new growth. on both shoots, and the Monstera has done really well. Look at this newest leaf, and specifically look at all of the roots, and some roots have thoroughly found their way onto the fence. Perfect. Well, this banana has seen better days. I bought it at the Collector's Plant Fair for Timmy, but this is actually a new leaf, so it is doing something. And I don't remember what this one is called, but look at the winter growth with very deformed leaves and cold damage. But it survived all of winter out here, and it's seen better days, but yeah, not terrible. Alrighty, Regal Shields Alocasia has done exceptionally well over winter. A Lime Zinger also done really well, and the Esculenta has done really well over winter. That is going to shoot the lights out over the next couple of months. Syngonium that was put in here at some stage. We want that to also find its way onto the fence. I might need to ask Timmy if he's got something we can kind of guide these plants towards the fence with. Another Heliconia, again, not surprised that it's really damaged. Still pushing out new growth, but that new growth is already damaged as well. I do think something is eating it. But again, I'm hoping for new shoots. I can't see any yet, but again, we're still in August. So definitely something eating the Loropetalum over here, and this Alocasia is eaten as well. So I'll let Timmy know. Another Regal Shields, even pushing out a new leaf. Another Lime Zinger, happy days. And the Dubias are also not doing well at all. But let's just hope that it's going to find its way onto the fence over summer. And yeah. The Ficus, we eventually took it out of the garden because everybody was like, hey, it's going to really take over the root system, dangerous. It's looking really good. Look at the new growth coming through, new shoots everywhere. And also down here, look at all of the shoots. It's gonna grow so nice and bushy now over summer, now that it's gonna get a little bit more light everywhere. If all of these growth points activate, we'll have a field day. And then the Frangipanis, well, it's not their season yet, so that's not unexpected. And another Frangipani over here, also not their season just yet. I need to wait a little longer. Darling, hello. Oh, and the Bismarck palm over here. New shoot, but I think this has been in development for months now. Oh well, it is what it is. Because we're notoriously bad at having the right tools, I brought my own. Do you want to chop off some of the ugly bits? Yes, are you going to help me? Alrighty, here's your ball. Why don't you fetch your ball and I chop some leaves? Oh, ooh. That was a terrible throw. Okay, I don't want to leave it completely empty and ugly, but I also don't think this is necessarily super nice to look at. Timmy knows I'm going to have a look at the garden, and I told him I might clean it up a little bit for him, so I have his consent to chop away, don't worry. I can also see some remnants of a Canna Stuttgart. They should also come back really soon, actually. Let's chop, because Miss Bailey is keen to go. Yes. Oh, you brought the ball back. So good. Come on. Oh, I'm very talented throwing with my left. Yeah, so yeah, I cut all of my Heliconias. I had to completely cut back. They're all completely dead already. So Tim's, hello. Tim's are doing a little bit better. Are we doing multitasking? Come on. Yeah. It's there. Yeah, okay, this is terrible. Yeah, definitely Timmy has some sort of caterpillar issue, I think. Because this doesn't just look like cold damage. This looks like something is eating it. You brought it back again. So Miss Bailey is in heat. She was supposed to get the snip and it's there. And we were a week late. So she was in heat already. So she can't go to the park at the moment because otherwise she's gonna be pregnant, huh? We don't want you to be pregnant. So we can't go to the park, but I'll take you for walkies, yeah? Yeah. Come on. Wow, throwing with my left is hard. Yes, my baby. You can give me kisses, huh? Oh, it's down there. It's down there. Let's go. Got it. Got it. Come on. Oh shit. Where did that go? I have like this little narrow doorway that I need to throw it through. Girl, I was meant to be quick. You gonna... Yeah. Oh, that was a good one. Now with this Burlamax variegata over there, I'll just leave the stem in there. It might rot. Maybe it won't, but it's fine. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Whoa. Come on. Oh, that was a good one. Okay. Got it. Ha! Ooh, that was a good throw. Quick. Wow, this is turning into an actual exercise. Okay, I need to... Oh my god, she's not gonna like me being in here. I'll just chop the Cebu Blue back. These leaves are all ugly. So that we can focus on the nice new leaves coming, hopefully. I'm coming. Look at you so patiently waiting. You're a good girl. You're so well behaved. Hey, it's actually really hot when you multitask like this. Yes, hello. Yes, I know. How did I get behind this magic fence and you didn't, huh? How is that possible? Alrighty, I think that's good enough. Hello. Where's your ball? No. Alrighty, I think that's good enough. We can always chop more as spring progresses. Let me... Hey. Yes. Fun, isn't it? What I really wanted to show you is if you watched our shopping vlog, Timmy bought some rosemary. That looks so nice, actually, how it's trailing down. Really like that. And unfortunately, you can't smell it, but it smells awesome. And it's about to grow some nice flowers as well, I think. So it looks a bit cleaner, also obviously empty, but we saw all of the new shoots down here. Huh? We saw all of this, so we know that there are new shoots coming and it's gonna get lush really quickly. I'm not worried about heliconias, they grow so fast. As long as they show me signs of growth, and they are showing more than just signs of growth, they're showing actual growth. Perfect. This one, I'll just let it sit here, see if it comes back or not. There's a Canna Cleopatra that I chopped back here, and this Alocasia Portei, I think it is, was also a later edition that Timmy actually planted in winter. So not a surprise given that they are potentially going dormant during this time of the year anyway. Just chop back all the ugly over here. I know it looks empty, but that was to be expected. But as I said, we're technically still in winter. So yeah, it will be fine. We do probably need to find something for here. Over there, looks a bit empty. There was a really nice variegated Alocasia here that has disappeared. So that would have filled that space nicely, or this would have filled the space nicely, but I think this might take a few years to fill anything. Timmy's given me one season. If this isn't looking good after this season, it's gonna have to go. So pressure is on. Okay, and then let's have a look at this section. There is a Syngonium Steiermarkii that we planted over here that I completely forgot about. That was completely shaded by the heliconia, and this Regal Shields was completely shaded, and this one was as well. Have a look at this Regal Shields that wasn't shaded versus this Regal Shields that was shaded. So I cut it back. This is going to take a couple of weeks or months to reshoot properly. Gives everything else a bit of time to get some light as well. Another Colocasia over here that I didn't see. And I think this was one of the ones that just sprouted from the runner. I just put a runner in there. Didn't really expect anything to come from it. I still don't know what this is, but it's kind of cute. Definitely I didn't plant this. Oh, there's heaps over there as well. I need to ask Timmy. Yeah, come on. So that's the winter update. I'm actually positively surprised given how late in the season we planted these plants. I didn't have all too much time to actually establish before winter hit. I know winter is fairly mild in Sydney, but you saw that I also experienced a lot of damage in my garden. And some of these plants that I had in my garden were already there for a couple of seasons. Apparently this winter was also uncharacteristically cold. I've heard from many people in New South Wales. So yeah, I suppose the plants we have selected for this garden weren't the worst, but we just definitely had the worst time of the year to plant them. But that's okay. I think it's given us a good start for spring. Rather than starting the garden in spring, the garden is kind of just on the edge of exploding. So I'm excited to show you an update in a couple of months' time to see how fast this garden can actually grow nice and lush and turn into something cool. So now, girlie, are we going for a walk? Yeah? Okay.
Hello my friends, it is a beautiful spring afternoon and I'm just on my way to Tim's place. Tim is out and about sailing all day, so he asked me to take Bailey for a walk, which of course I said yes to. I love spending time with that little doggo. While we're there, I thought let's have a look at the garden, because we set up that garden 6 months ago, but well, the last 6 months weren't all too nice. Well, let's say the last 5 months weren't too nice, but we've had a month of spring now. It's been nice and warm, so we need to see how the garden is recovering after the cool season. And I'm bringing a whole bucket full of water propagations to just put in the garden as well, because more helps more, right? Hello, hello, are you excited to see me? Hello, hello, come here, come down here. Hello, hello. Yes, kisses, 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 kisses. Are we going for walks today? Are we going to the park? Are we doing everything? Yes, yes. Ah, excitement, excitement. Come on, let's go inside. I think you were naughty. What is this? Girlie, I'm quickly cleaning up so that your daddy doesn't know that you were naughty, yeah? Yeah, don't worry, he will never know. He will never know. I'm on your team. Yes, darling. So, we're here. Wow, I really underestimated how sunny it is. Let me get a hat. Oop. And it's windy. Well, I suppose it's good for Timmy who's sailing, huh? I even brought my own tools, but before I put anything else in the ground, why don't we have a look at what the garden looks like. We were here at the very end of winter, so before it really started warming up, to just kind of assess the full damage, and there wasn't much showing. So let's have a look if that has changed. Alrighty, so here's the bird of paradise. There's a new leaf pushing out over here, and I know they can be really, really invasive. But look, it's far from being invasive just yet, right? I mean, we're going to keep an eye on it, and if it outgrows this space, then we're not hesitant taking it out and doing something different with it. The heliconias next to it though are doing so well, much better than mine. All of these that I'm pointing out over here, all of these are new shoots. So all of them, wow, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow. So this is going really, really well. Oh, 12, 13, awesome. Same over here. I suppose this would still be the last one. I think this is the Hot Rionite, whereas, oh, I don't remember what types there. There's a Hot Rionite, a Kawauchi, and a Yellow Dancer. So I just gave him exactly the ones that I have. But look at this over here as well. This would be the old shoots from last year, and then new shoot. There's one coming out in the back. New, 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 new. So this is going to explode really, really soon. It's actually really not looking that bad, that little fence to keep Bailey out, because otherwise I don't think we'll have any heliconias. Over here, have a look at this Maranta, especially this part in the back over here. Look how beautiful and compact and purple. So it's obviously getting quite a bit of sunlight exposure, but it's loving it. The idea was for it to kind of hang over the edge. Now I think the fence is making it a little bit harder, but not impossible. The bird's nest anthurium, that's one of the things we didn't plant. That was already here, but Tim gave it a very thorough trim. So pretty much all of the, it's kind of 2 plants, I think. There's one down here and then one up there. So pretty much all of the leaves you now see, you can really see the fresh ones. They're all just unfurled over the last month. They were not here. And look how beautiful. Such a stunning centerpiece. Then we've got a no ID down here. It did well in my garden, so I'm not surprised it did well over here. And the Canna Stuttgart, Cleopatra has sprouted out as well. Nothing really all too nice in that corner over there. Gotta stay patient. This is an alocasia that I grew from seed. Hey, it looks like this is showing a little bit of variegation even, huh? Funky. Keep an eye on that. But you can see there's like lots of, because I grew them from seed, so I clumped all of the seeds together. So there's probably 4 or 5 in this little cluster over here. But look at those. That was not to be seen a month ago. So I think everything you see here has grown within the last month. Down in the back, this is the bottom pole of my Cebu Blue. And all of these fenestrated leaves have grown over winter. Now you can see that they're quite damaged, but they're growing. That's the main thing. And the idea is that these shoots will find the fence. Oh well, this one doesn't look all too good. This is the Splendid. I'm surprised the Splendid actually survived out here. But you can see that there's new shoots. Of course, we all want to see the magic stick. It's still sticking. Trust the process, guys, trust the process. The palm next to it, however, is definitely filling in really nicely. I have no idea what kind of palm it is, but it is kind of taking over the stick a little bit, so makes the stick look less sad. Hello, darling, yes. Then over here we've got a frangipani. You can see some new leaves or like new shoots coming out. That was just propagated. I think, pretty sure you just propagated it in sand. And Bismarck palm over here. I think we really need to repot this one. Alright, I'm pretty sure this would be a new addition. It used to be in Tim's bathroom, the separate plant thingy, but it seems to be really happy here. And then next to that, have a look at this. This is a Regal Shields. Like when we put the Regal Shields in here, it was so sad, especially a day after the replant. I was like, oh my god, I think they're all gonna die. Here are just some sad looking alocasias everywhere. As I said, these, you know, we'll have to establish. These leaves are cactus, of course, you know, but we're just looking for new leaves and hopefully they come soon. I mean, look at this. It looks so sad, but trust the process, okay guys? Trust the process. But all of the leaves, there's actually 2. There's a second shoot down here. All of these leaves would have grown over spring. The Monstera Deliciosa. And sorry if the light is really harsh. It is quite a sunny day. It's nice for us, but not good to film in. New leaf over there. It definitely seems to want to crawl a little bit more rather than actually climb. But the roots are finding its way into the substrate, which is very good. Alrighty, now this is really my favorite section over here. So have a look at all of these alocasias and colocasias and xanthosomas. A lime zinger also came out of nowhere. Colocasia esculenta. Remember, I just buried a runner over there. I didn't expect anything to happen. And there's something else coming out the back over here. I have no idea what it is. I think it's actually a Deliciosa shoot, this one. Look at this colocasia. All of this grew just over the last month. All of these. So, and you can see it's pregnant again. There's a new leaf already coming. Another green one grown from seed. Another Colocasia esculenta. Another Regal Shields. Another green one. Another huge Regal Shields. And another huge Lime Zinger. Look at that. And another Esculenta here. Wow. Did I mention this Esculenta down here? Oh, and a Heliconia Yellow Dancer over here as well, coming back to life. Then we've got the Syngonium over here. I think this is also a Splendid. And the Dubia over here. So quite clearly, all of the ones we put on the fence that we wanted to climb up are actually doing really poorly. I also gave Timmy 2 Staghorn ferns because I know he likes them. I don't actually know what the difference between Staghorn, Elkhorn, you know what I mean, these ones. Here and here, they both came from William. I don't know if you've followed my second channel, my trainer. He had too many plants, he wanted to get rid of some. So I took these 2 and I gave it to Tim, and now we're filling the wall a little bit at least. Over here is the banana, the one I picked up at the Collector's Plant Fair for Tim last year. It's at least growing, I think we can keep it in a pot. And another frangipani actually showing some nice leaves even. Perfect. I mean, they're only now coming into season, so that is not unexpected that they're only now showing leaves. But I think last year it hardly grew any leaves because it was still propagating. But I'm just so impressed by these Lime Zingers and especially the Regal Shields. My Regal Shields is potted up. Oh, look at this. My Regal Shields is potted up and it's doing nothing. So the ground is really serving them well. So in a nutshell, the Heliconia section is looking a little bit bare at the moment, but it's going to fill in quite quickly. Love, 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 love the bird's nest fern over there. This little climbing palm section is to be confirmed, but we've got this beautiful alocasia really popping through over here. But then from here onwards, I don't know where Timmy still has a heater, from here onwards, the alocasia section is thriving within just 1 month. Honestly guys, I cannot wait to see what this alocasia section is going to look like in 1 or 2 months time. So kind of trusting the process worked in our favor. I think the plants got to establish a root system over winter, so now that the temperatures are warming up and they're consistent, they're really just shooting the lights out. Probably leave a week unfurling at the moment, so I think we probably have to be back quite frequently for updates. It's a north window over here, so it gets a lot of light. So beautiful, and so many new shoots coming out everywhere. And look at the bottom. Look at it reshooting over here, left, right and center. So this is going to be super lush and just super pretty. I never really enjoyed ficus until I saw this one. And now I regret giving it to Timmy. So I've got a full pot of plants that I just water propagated over the last few months. 'Cause I didn't know what else to do with them. But I figured if we just kind of put them at the back of the fence and we just see what finds its way up the fence and wants to climb, that's good. And if they don't want to survive, then that's also okay. I'm not going to be fussed. So it's so glary, I also can't really see my framing. I'm just hoping that I'm going to be in frame. Oh my god, Bailey is so cute, patiently waiting over there for me. So let's make this short and sharp. And let's see if Timmy even realizes. Like, I know he is obsessed with his garden. He checks it religiously. So I'm sure it's not going to take him long to notice. Now, all of this is Syngonium mojito. I'm not going to separate all of this. I'm going to pot it up as it is. So there's probably like, I don't know, 10 plants in there. There's even a little Pothos and Joy at the bottom, which I think is kind of dead. We'll keep it there. So I'll just pop it all on here and hope that something finds the wall. Now the question is where? Maybe just right here. Instantly looks lush when you put 27 of them there. Okay, what else do I have? I have a whole lot of runners.
and I don't remember who they're from. I have these two runners, and I think they were Scindapsus. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm literally just gonna bury. Oh my god, I can never pronounce it. I'm gonna bury them under the mulch, and they can either rot or they can thrive. All right, this one I'm excited about, a medium silver. It has not the greatest of a root system, actually a little bit of rot here as well, but YOLO, but it is growing a runner. So hopefully I can just pot this up, and then maybe the runner is just gonna run across the fence and sprout up everywhere. Quite clearly, by now you probably know I don't really have a plan. I'll just wing it. But that's not a bad thing, right? So far, clearly it worked out. I didn't have a plan with the alocasias either, and turning this garden into an alocasia paradise was an amazing decision. All right, we've got Monstera, Saponata. Yes, Saponata is it? Yes, I think Monstera Saponata, but I think we're getting quite full here. Actually, I'll pop it right here. Should I? I'll pop it there. I can definitely see a lot of worms in Timmy's garden soil over here, which is obviously good. They're gonna create a really nice soil. And lastly, I've got some global green pothos. I'll just pop it here. So we've got the little alocasia section over there, and then we've got the little climbing section over here with some palms at the front. I mean, there are some climbers there as well. Hopefully they'll finally show something. I mean, in the other section behind the alocasias, you saw we had all of the old grow verticals, for example. And just judging based on Timmy's indoor plants, I think he's due for a few chop and extends soon. And then the bottom parts can go straight onto his wall over here as well. Yeah? All right, let me come back out. Bailey, you've been so patient, such a good girl. Alrighty, let me show you my work. Over here is the Syngonia Mojito, the global green pothos. There's actually Brazil there as well. The medium silver, and the Saponata just behind this ugly moss pole. So, I think that's it for today. So, I think in conclusion, alocasias are absolutely loving this garden. I also don't think I need to water. I'm pretty sure Timmy has set up the irrigation again, but the soil also felt sufficiently moist. So I'm not worried about the new propagations. I'll let him do that. And I'm just curious to find out how long it's going to take him to see the new cuttings I put in there. I think we did really well. And I'm glad Timmy trusted my vision initially. Definitely a garden that doesn't look its best during winter, but we're living for that spring growth. Oh, hello! Didn't see you there. It's only been 10 months that we set up Tim's garden, and honestly, I cannot believe how much it's grown. I really wanted to wait a full 12 months before I give you another update, but we have seen so much growth over here. I couldn't wait, and I really wanted to give you a closer look. Should we have a closer look? Should we have a closer look? And maybe we can do some fun chopping as well. See how we go. Alrighty, so this is now the backyard. Especially loving this alocasia section. So this is kind of the alocasia section. Then we're going into the palm section, but the alocasia is also taking over the palm section. And then over here we've got the heliconia section. We've got a little bar table, and we actually have a really cool project planned for this wall over there. So stay tuned. And over here is the seating area. Come on. Oh shit, sorry. Oh shit, sorry. Oh my god, sorry, Pingy Penny. Did you see that? Come on. Alright, let me open this umbrella. Today's actually the perfect day for filming because it's a little overcast. We've had really sunny days. Actually quite dry for Sydney, to be honest. But very sunny, which is really nice. Today it's much cooler, I think maybe 20
oopsie, maybe 24 degrees, a little more humid. Yeah, the humidity was around 40% for a couple of days, which is quite unusual for Sydney, but anyway, let's see. Actually, that looks a bit nicer now, doesn't it? We don't have the umbrella in the way. So now let's have a closer look, actually. Alrighty, first of all, we've got a Strelitzia Nicolai over here. Significant increase in leaf size. I know they can get really invasive and we might run into trouble with the root system, but we're keeping a close eye on it, and if it ever gets out of hand, we're not shy of putting in some work. The reason we chose this is because it thrives in Sydney year round. It will always be lush and it will always give Tim a bit of privacy from the neighbors next door. Right next to that, we've got the Heliconias and the Canna Stuttgart. Let me show you the Canna Stuttgart because that is absolutely crazy. Canna Stuttgart, I just gave him a rhizome for my garden. So this is all summer growth, and look at the size of these leaves. Definitely larger than mine. Mine, however, is potted up. Here as well. Unfortunately not that much variegation, but I think it's coming now. So the top leaves will have variegation, which is perfect because those are the ones we mainly see. There's some new shoots coming through in the back as well, but look how tall they've grown. Definitely love being in the garden, and the garden being quite nice and moist. And then next to it we've got Heliconias as well. There's 3 different types here actually. There's the Yellow Dancer, there is the Kawauchi, and there is the Hot Rio Night. But realistically they all look the same right now. I suppose they'll only look different once they flower. But the reason we've chosen Heliconias is so they can grow really nice and tall, really quick. They're now exceeding the fence and actually giving us a bit of privacy from the neighbors. And we're only really at the beginning of summer still. So they've got at least another 2 or 3 months to grow. But they might all go dormant again during winter. See how we go now that they're a little bit more established. But yeah, that's going to be the main advantage of the bird of paradise over the Heliconia. That bird of paradise will stay nice and green and lush all year round, so giving us more privacy over here. Very, very happy with this Heliconia section. This is exactly what we had planned. We just wanted it to be really nice and lush and tall. And underneath, I think we can do a bit more because we only have this, and I don't even know what it is. I think it might be some form of Tradescantia. I think Tim got it from his neighbor. But that has also absolutely exploded and really expanded, right? So that's kind of the understory to add a little bit more interest. But I think a little bit more diversity would be nice. Maybe some of the silver falls over here. I said to Timmy, maybe we could put that in the garden bed. Over here to add a pop of color, but very, very happy. So quite clearly it's all thriving really, really well. And if we're having a look closer, there's new shoots still coming out left, right. Oh, did I just snap a leaf? Oopsie, sorry, I did that. But yeah, here as well, lots and lots of new shoots coming. So this is going to explode further. Over here we've got the big bird's nest fern. That was the only plant that was already here, so we didn't plant this, but all of the leaves you can see now are new leaves from this season. They are getting very sunburned. We've had crazy sun over the last few days, so yeah, they are a little bit sun stressed, but so be it. But it provides plenty of shade for the Maranta, which is, all of these leaves are from summer. These are all summer leaves. You can see the winter leaves maybe down below still. No, not even. These are all summer leaves. So beautiful. And again, just a little just a little understory. The goal was for it to always crawl over the edge, but we then later on decided to get a little puppy. So we had to put the puppy fence up. It's actually a guinea pig fence, but I feel like you can hardly see it. It's actually quite unintrusive and it stops Bailey. Yes, we're talking about you. Stops you from getting in the garden and causing havoc, huh, darling? You're such a good girl. Oh, talking about Bailey protection while we're here, we have finally gotten rid of the fake grass. We now have turf over here, but the little holes that was barely digging. So we now put a little like wire mesh on top to stop her from digging, hopefully, until the grass has recovered. So yeah, I think that already makes a huge difference. It doesn't look as terrible as that fake grass that we had before. This is actually a really nice angle as well from here. Okay, then let's move on. What do we have? Here's philodendron no ID. It's grown absolutely huge. Look at this chunky growth over there. Look at it sending out all these aerial roots, and there's another one here. I do want this to find the palm, hopefully one day, but I'll let it do its own thing. The Xanadu is struggling to get through the fence. Let me help you. Oh no, let me not help you out. But yeah, that's all good. And then this back section. Okay, what have we got here? Alocasia porte over here. I think it is growing a new leaf there. I can see that. Oh. We have a Jerry horn over here that found the fence. We've got a variegated monstera over there that is unfortunately not finding the fence. We might need to you know, stake that up a little bit, because I really would like it to grow up and fill this corner. But that corner is hidden by the palm tree anyway. And the palm tree, oh, it's going to be hard against the glary sky, but there's so many berries up there. So, I mean, you can see them. You can see them here. So there's going to be lots of berries and lots of little palm tree seeds. So that's going to be fun picking those out of the garden. We have Cleopatra, a Canna Cleopatra over here, even in bloom, and then second shoot coming over here. The Canna Stuttgart will also bloom, but orange and quite high up, but mine hasn't bloomed yet either. Okay, over here is an Alocasia that I grew from seed. And actually, funny story, it was an Alocasia that I used to have in my garden. I had to, like 5 houses ago, I had to move out, and I couldn't bring the Alocasia, so I gave it to Tim. He put it in his garden. It flowered. We took some of the seeds, and I then germinated the seeds. Now I gave him some of the seedlings back for his new garden. So this plant has been with us for a long time. And because they all grew from seed, I just chucked a bunch of seeds in there. So there's many little shoots here, like heaps, probably a few too many, but that's okay. Survival of the fittest. They'll work it out. And in the back, we've got the Cebu Blue. Actually, oh my God, we've got a Mojito over there as well. Let's hope the Mojito finds the fence eventually. And then we've got a Cebu Blue over here. You can really see how bluish it still was down here. And now it's already going much greener, a bit sun stressed as well, and definitely something is eating it. But look at the size of the leaves that it is already growing. I mean, hello, that is crazy. And then thick stem as well, look at that. Oh, very thick stem. So this is definitely exploding, but I think we can cut some of the ugly, deformed, eaten leaves off so we can actually see the nice ones. Staghorn ferns, I think they were already here last time. They're also getting a little bit too much sun, but they came from William's studio. He had a few too many. What have we got down here? A runner of the Colocasia esculenta. We'll see lots of those. We have Brazil, a global green pothos, an Adansonii, a splendid, even with a new leaf down there. It's doing well. And the variegated Epipremnum pinnatum is finally doing something too. The Sapanatum is also doing something, but not quite finding the fence yet. And this one is the Amidrio medium silver, and it's sending out a runner over there. And the runner is finding the fence. I can't really get deeper in there, sorry, but I'm confident. Alrighty, then we have some random palm over here. And of course we have the stick. The stick is doing nothing, but it's been hidden by everything, so maybe Tim won't realize. He only gave me 12 months for the stick to do something, otherwise he's going to take it out. And yeah, well, we only have 2 months left, so I'm not feeling confident. Oh well, the zebra plant over here might have gotten a little bit too much sun, oopsie. And what is popping out over here? Is that some Alocasia? No, maybe, probably. Alright, then we've got the Monstera deliciosa in the back. Have a look at this. It definitely wants to crawl along the fence, but that's still fine. I'm not mad at that. Lots of roots going into the fence. Even sent out a secondary shoot here with new leaves. But look at these most recent leaves. Huge, huh? and here. This is how hot and sunny it has been. This leaf is absolutely scorched, so we're gonna cut this. So is this one. But look at the size of this. Also got, I think this might have been the umbrella. Not me, but in general. But look how ginormous it's been. I can't believe it's grew this large in just one season. The Regal Shields also absolutely shooting the lights out. Have a look at those leaves. Come on, you go here. Have a look at those leaves. Wow, huh? And a Lime Zinger down below. Gives it a really nice pop of color. Yeah, I mean, this colocasia is absolutely shooting the lights out. It is already, I mean, this one is still inflating, so it's a bit soft right now. This is the size of my torso. Also growing a new leaf, and look at the thickness of this stem. And then have a look at that. It's sending out runners literally in a star formation. Here, 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 here. So many runners, and we've cut off so many runners already. You can see this brown one is a runner as well. And that's leading to that colocasia down there. Oof. One that has found the fence, the Syngonium. Very, very happy about that. And there's a few shoots and they're all starting to find the fence. So that's the goal. With all of these other ones that we saw earlier there as well, I want them all to find the fence and then climb up. But that's probably more realistically something in year 2 that's really gonna eventuate. In year 1, we've got the alocasias to be happy about. More of these green alocasias are grew from seed. Yellow Dancer heliconia over here. Another colocasia, so pretty. They all started off as runners and then just spread in just one season. That's absolutely crazy to me. This Lime Zinger is the biggest Lime Zinger I have ever seen. I can't believe this all grew within just one season. New leaf coming out here. There is a dubia somewhere in the back here. Yeah, there is. Oh, look at this slug. We have got to get rid of that. Ugh! I really hate slugs, guys. But look at the dubia finding the fence, climbing up here. Leaves are a little bit manky. Probably eaten by the slug. But it is growing, that's the most important part. Definitely some slug damage down there. More of these crawlers, more Regal Shields, more new leaves on Regal Shields. Wow. And a blood banana here as well. That isn't doing too well. I think maybe a little bit too much sun for this one, so I might recommend a different spot for it. The Laura Pedalum is doing quite okay. Another Laura Pedalum doing quite nicely over here. Rosemary, cute little flowers. And I don't think I've shown you this little display yet. It's a little succulent display, some African milk tree. I have no idea what this succulent is. And then this one is a Ficus elastica that we found on the street that is also getting absolutely burnt by the sun. So we've had a little bit too much sun recently, unfortunately. But look how lush it is at the back over there. So I'm not concerned. But yeah, we wanted to fill this corner. It is a very high light corner though. So we went with some succulents. And obviously the doors are often closed. And then lastly, we still have this section over here, some Frangipanis. We also found them on the street when we set it up last year. And they're finally in bloom, first blooms ever, so the propagation was successful. Some tricolor star jasmine, also looking nice. And this one has a few nice leaves. So yeah, everything is doing really well, I have to say. It's looking really lush. And much better than we could have anticipated. Okay. Okie dokie. Should we cut off a few things? So that when Timmy comes back, everything is beautiful? Yes, you agree? You agree? Okay, let's do it. Let me get my scissors. Yeah, honestly, I just feel like at the moment we can't go wrong. Like at the moment, everything is just thriving. I think the biggest problem we're facing right now is actually too much sun. And I'm being pretty liberal with what I cut off because we have so many leaves, and so many leaves down here aren't really growing because there's so many other plants in the way. So I don't think I have to worry about it looking empty. anytime soon. What do we do with the slug? Oh, no, I didn't want to touch it. The slug fell. Oh well, hang on, I think Timmy has some. Should we kill it? Oh, I feel bad killing it. I think he has some pellets. Let me put some pellets out. Sorry, snail. Well, she could have literally gone to any other garden and be fine, but not with us, yeah? Oh, I can't wait for some of these to find the fence. It's a bit broken over here, and I'm giving the syngonium underneath a little bit of... Bailey, we don't eat. Get it. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Mwah, 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 mwah. I'm giving the plants underneath a bit of room, a bit of light, because I've got the syngonium over here, and it wasn't getting much light because of this broken leaf. It's okay to not get much light for a beautiful leaf, but not for a broken one, right? I mean, this is also semi-broken, but that's okay. And I know Tim only recently did a big chop, like he already chopped off a lot of leaves. So I reckon, like whatever you see down here looks pretty intense right now, but I think Tim already cut twice as much off just over the last 2 or 3 weeks, because it's just replaces so quickly at the moment. This one's also a bit ugly. And sometimes more isn't more, you know. Sometimes I just did that in my garden as well. I cut off a whole lot of leaves in my garden because it was just getting too ugly and too full. And now that I cut off a lot of leaves, I can actually focus on, Bailey, I can actually focus on the ones that are left much better. I don't know if you can see me. Oof. Look, it's not a hot day, maybe 24 degrees or so. I'm still a sweaty mess, it's humid at the moment. So yeah, I'm super happy that it turned out so well with this garden, because honestly I wasn't too sure, but I remember when I first published the video, I copped quite a lot of hate for some of the decisions that we made, because obviously we got rid of a lot of greenery initially to then replace it with fencing and so on, but we had like a long-term vision. But yeah, people are like, why would you get rid of the beautiful trees or the beautiful bushes in the background? And it's like, well, because it was the same bush 75 times and it has no interest and it's just boring. So instead we created something that has a little bit more interest. It's obviously also more maintenance, but I think Tim talks to me about his garden every day, almost every day. He loves it. Like, it's honestly a big hobby for him, for me. Like, we love it, and it's still small, so it doesn't take too long to do work in here. But there's always something to do, always something to look at, always something new popping up, just something interesting. And I know Timmy loves sitting here and just looking at the garden. So I am really, really happy with how it all turned out. The fact that it actually worked out. The fact that I think we, I think we bought some of the heliconias. What else did we buy? I think we bought the Bismarck palm. But some of them came as a rescue from the street, from like green waste cleanup, and majority came from my garden, and my garden is still packed. So I'm really happy that it all worked out the way that I was hoping it would work out, without having to really plan, if you know what I mean. I think it's looking good, huh? It's looking good, it's looking good. Maybe this one is looking a bit yucky. And we do have a few projects planned. We want to DIY a nice table. We want to DIY a what is it called? Water feature. Or like, we've got a few ideas on how to further improve the garden, but you know, one thing at a time. But I'm pretty happy with that. I think I chopped off everything I needed to chop off. I mean, can you see this? This is a lot. Alrighty, done. Bailey, Gelly, come here. Should we head to the park? Should we head to the park? Should we? Oh, that was the Christmas tree. Well, I think it's time to take the Christmas tree down anyway, and it's also time to wrap it up. I'm a bit sweaty, but I'm very happy with the work. I'm very, very happy with the garden and what it looks like right now, and I honestly can't wait to show you the garden in another couple of months' time when it's finally the 1 year anniversary.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us.
Welcome back. Oh my god, that was...
Thanks, Jan. Thanks for coming along today.
How much fun was that? No, honestly, that was... I like looking back at my own footage. It sounds weird. It's more like because I'm always still fascinated about how plants grow and how quickly they kind of grow, but how we don't notice it. You really need to speed up plants' growth, kind of via editing, via time lapse, or whatever, to really see how plants are actually alive, right? Yeah, and honestly, I think we've seen crazy growth in this garden. I personally, and I mean, people know me for growing large plants, right? But because I mainly grow indoors, or even when I grow outdoors, most of them are still potted up, right? Because I'm renting, so it's always a temporary setup. I've never really had the option to work on a permanent setup like this. And I'm shocked at how fast things were growing, especially these alocasias.
I think it's pretty fair to say that you were shocked at how good my alocasias and co-locasias are that are actually planted in the ground.
It is definitely a learning curve for us, right? I've never really dealt with so many plants in the ground, and I haven't really experienced that much growth ever in such a fast amount of time. So definitely a whole other ball game, right? Plus things like conditions that I can somewhat influence when growing indoors. Well, you're kind of at mercy of nature over here. And we've had a lot of storms. You've had really bad hail damage since the last update. In between the last update and now, we've had really bad hailstorms. Your plants got Swiss cheesed, right?
Absolutely shredded.
And then we had crazy winds. Your garden is more exposed than mine. Mine has a little bit more shelter, so your leaves were getting kind of bashed around. And also, what I quickly wanted to address, actually, in that video, I'm the one, like in all of the updates, I'm the one that's chopping back all of the plants, right? And I'm pretty robust with my chopping back, and I'm pretty cutthroat. You're actually worse.
Me?
It's like Timmy's favorite hobby these days is just chopping back plants. You've been begging me to finally make this video so you can cut more things off.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? So it's crazy how quickly nature replenishes over here. So we're cutting things off like on a weekly basis.
But I like using the cuttings as like displays inside rather than, you know.
But it's something that doesn't happen all too often indoors to that extent, right? Where you're just chopping things off left, right and center because you know it's going to regrow so fast. I think we should have a closer look.
Let's have a closer look and give the viewers an idea of what's changed.
And I think the last update was only 2 months ago, so let's see what changed since then.
Yeah, all right.
All right, Mr. Timmy, do you want to start in the alocasia corner?
So, alocasia paradise. So I guess the standout is obviously the lime zinger.
Yeah.
It has had the most phenomenal growth and
these leaves, hang on, pretty much all of these leaves are new since the last update because all of the lime zingers got destroyed by the hail, right?
Well, this
one is still old.
That's old, and this one is old where you can see the puncture marks in it, but it didn't get that badly damaged compared to the others.
These 2 new leaves there. Wow. Wow, look at the size of this stem and a new one coming. Oh look, this one is variegation to me. Oh, that's cute. Oh my god, there's a fully variegated leaf in the back, look.
Yeah.
Oh well, I think
you don't get to take that one.
I'm definitely going to take this.
No, you don't get to take that one. You wait till it gets another pup.
Well, let's see if the variegation stays.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take this one. Wow, it's so many pups already. And
I've already given one away to a friend.
And the crazy thing is, when I watched back that footage, that lime zinger was actually a lime zinger that I pulled out of the ground. Had no roots when I pulled it out of the ground, you know, because I was pretty cutthroat. I then rooted it in just a glass vase. Yeah. And I brought it over a month after the initial video, right? So that was just that one that I actually by accident ripped. No, well, not by accident. By accident didn't come with roots when I ripped it out. So it was kind of like a recovery. Like 12 months ago, this plant didn't have roots.
That's staggering.
And now it's like a mom of 7.
Yeah. Nature at its finest.
I know. Anyway, let's move on because the Regal Shields are also doing amazing.
Regal shields are beautiful.
They look so good and they have so much structure, and they actually are probably one of the hardiest ones out here, aren't they, right? They had the least damage by sun, hail, all sorts of, like nothing seems to really face them. Look at the sheen on these new leaves.
They seem to be incredibly resilient.
Wow, wow, wow. That is really beautiful. And I love how they're a little bit lower, kind of fitting in beautifully with the lime zinger. And that color contrast, with the dark and the lime. And then let's address the one in the back, right behind there. The dubia has also really finally found the fence. I mean, it's taken a really long time for it to find the fence, but now that it has...
It's gripping on.
This is exactly what I wanted. Now it's giving us really beautiful leaves. So I reckon... I don't even remember where this was in the last update, but I remember I think in the last update I saw the big slug, right? On that. I think it was about to here, maybe.
Yeah.
And the second shoot down here is actually doing quite well as well. I reckon this is growing like a leaf a week almost at the moment. Maybe a week every two, leaf every 2 weeks.
It's all the care and attention I give it. So
that's really good. While we're looking at the fence, the Syngonium has also done really well finding the fence. There's at least 3 shoots I can see that are going up now. Over here we had to secure it a little bit because of the wind, right? It was kind of blowing off, and you can see none of these roots is now attached. And now it's reaching the top. And honestly, I don't think we're going to do anything with it. Just let it do its thing.
Are we going to let it trail back down?
Yeah, why not? I mean, we've got more coming, and ultimately, why not?
Yeah.
Like, why not? I think, there's another.
Yeah, that's another one that I planted.
Fourth one on this side over here as well. And look, they're even spreading down there. Everywhere. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, perfect. And over here, this is the Styamachii. So another Syngonium. We had to help it a little bit with this clip. Where is it? There. But it's now climbing up as well. And that's coming from down there. Alrighty, we just moved the umbrella so you can see things a little bit better. Obviously, the things with the plants against the fence, right? They're getting heavily shaded now by all of the plants in front of it. One of the reasons why Tim loves cutting back things so much, right? So the things at the back are actually getting light. But it's not a bad thing because they're looking for light.
Which encourages the growth.
And they're going to find light further up the fence. Yeah. So, I mean, that is kind of how it works in nature, right? Like down at the bottom of the tree, they're not exposed to full sun either.
Yeah, that's true.
So we actually built a really decent, like, middle story that kind of shades all of these little plants because they did not do well initially.
No.
They only really started doing well recently once they've had more shade.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Alrighty, what else do we have over there? We've got one random heliconia over here, actually. Don't we? Oh, this leaf is a bit... It's cactus. Oh, no, yeah. Oh, that's okay. But we've got one random heliconia. There was no flowers on this, was there? This
no,
year?
not this.
No. But it just gives a little bit of height, right? This breaks the allocages a little bit. Then we've got some green ones, right? They were all from seed. And they're all also sending out lots and lots of pups. Another one here, again, lots and lots of pups. But I like the green ones. We have just heaps of them. They just add a nice pop of, like they just add volume, right?
In contrast.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the, wow, this is a nice angle, by the way, Timmy. Looking really good from here. Just letting you know.
Oh, me or the?
No, the allocators.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about the colocasia over there because that's actually seen better days, huh?
It has. It initially grew some of the biggest leaves I have ever seen. Like they were from my head down to almost my knees.
Yeah.
Obviously they were like creating a canopy here and if anything protected some of the other plants from the hail damage, but you've got these massive like leaves that were just sitting ducks for the hail.
They were just too exposed. Right? Yeah. They were a bit taller than the others, so they're also more exposed to wind and so on. So this is all new growth since the last update, right? Because we basically had to fully chop it back.
Yeah.
But that kind of gave other plants like this lime zinger over here a chance to grow. Again, a ginormous regal shields down here. Honestly, I just can't get over the combination of the lime zinger leaves with the dark regal shields leaves. That is just so nice.
And what we did learn from the colocasias are they can grow anywhere. Like it sent out runners, once it pushed up its first 2 leaves, then runners went everywhere. So you'll see popping up little colocaceas everywhere.
Timmy, remember they all started as actual runners. Like I didn't give you a single
Oh no,
plant
true, yeah.
that had a leaf.
This was the first one that actually shot.
but really, they all started as runners just a year ago.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I would have not expected that. When I put these runners in the ground, I was kind of
You were just chucking them in. You didn't really.
I was
know where
hopeful, but I wasn't necessarily confident.
Yeah.
I would have definitely not expected that result. That's crazy. And it's also been flowering non-stop, right? So, yeah. Anyway.
So it's pretty happy.
No interest in pollinating that. We've got plenty. All right, what do we have behind that?
Oh.
Ginormous Monstera, huh?
Yeah.
Let's get in there. It is definitely... What are you doing? It is definitely more crawling than it is climbing, and it's getting so heavy, it's really dragging itself down almost. But honestly, it doesn't really matter.
I tried to stake it for a little while, but then it just got too strong. And
It looks like it might be about to climb a little bit more, but these big four monsteras like to crawl as well. It would just be nicer to have it a little bit. We need to see, maybe we need to artificially stake it up a little bit more.
yeah.
Just to fill this space above a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, talking about it, you changed the position of the stake horns as well.
Yeah, the staghorn and the elkhorn both moved.
Because one was kind of eaten up by the dubia.
Yeah, it was here.
And the other one was getting eaten up by the Cebu blue. So they are now behind there. Wow, let's get back in there. Let's have a look. What you can see is kind of like there is a subpennata over there. There's a variegated epipremnum over there. The splendid down here is actually doing exceptionally well. There's a Adansonia there. You can see a Syngonium and a what is this one? Global Pothos. And look at that Syngonium down there. The Mohiba has kind of really...
It's really coming into its own.
Let's even send out a runner over there. Talking about runners, obviously lots of colocasia runners. So we really have created like a little understory over here. This is a whole new... Oh, this is a whole new Monstera. This one with the little leaves. Look at that. That was... that just propagated itself. That also could be quite large, actually.
Yeah. But might again, it train that more towards the wall.
I think it wants to crawl towards us, which is also fair. It's fine. It can crawl around
towards the light.
Yeah, that's fine. But I think we should consider looking at the Monstera, see if we can somehow stake it up without hurting it, because it would be amazing to fill this space there. No?
I agree.
But overall, I would say the understory is growing really wild, right?
Yeah.
It's growing much better now than it ever has. And I think obviously because we just came out of summer, but also because we have sufficient shade now, because these don't want full sun.
No,
right?
no.
Alrighty, then in the front we have another big green one. It's getting very busy. I reckon we can definitely cut a few leaves off.
I probably cull that twice a week.
All right, I think one of the climbers that I'm most happy with is the Cebu blue, who has also suffered quite severely through the winds as well. And the problem with the Cebu blue, it doesn't grow quite as fast as the other cages, but I still think this is an amazing transformation. We have 3 shoots actually. 1, 2, 3. Yes, you can really see that down here. And look how thick they're getting, and they're also starting to attach to the fence. That's really, really nice. We might be able to cut some of these ugly ones off. But I'm really happy with that, and that's gonna fill that wall really nicely. All right, what else do we have? Honestly,
Canna lily at the back
so
there.
busy. I'm sure we're gonna miss something. Should we talk about the obvious?
Being?
Should we address it?
Yes, we shall.
The stick. So yeah, Timmy gave me 1 year for the stick to work out, and it's safe to say that did not work out. So I think, Timmy, we can just pull that one out.
Yeah.
And the good thing is your garden is so lush.
We're not going to replace it.
We don't need to replace
it. No.
Alrighty, what else? We had the Canna Cleopatra That finished blooming, I think we can
Cut those?
Yeah, there's nothing's going to happen after it
No.
for the first time. And then we've got a Alocasia porte. It only gave you one leaf this season, huh?
Well, it actually got destroyed as well, like earlier on.
Okay.
And
Because we planted that quite late. It had the least time to establish before winter hit, because
Correct.
it was already winter when we put it there.
yeah.
But I actually really regret not putting this into the other Alocasia section, because it is the most interesting one out of those, right?
Yeah.
We've got nice color differences, but they all have the same leaf shape. Would have added a nice interest.
Yeah, that's true.
But maybe if it grows some pups,
We
we
can try that.
separate them out and put them somewhere else.
Yeah. It's also worth noting that when we were talking about the colocasias before, the runners,
One has
that
made
was not planted there.
Yeah, one has
So
made it
that's,
to here.
that's run all the way from down this original plant down the
Yeah.
back here.
Yeah, it's good. That's how nature works. And then we've got this corner over here. You can see some Adansonias trying to find their way. The Jerry Horn is doing okay. The Monstera over there has tried to find its way. But look, it's a it's a dead corner. It's the corner we're going to put the least effort in because, well, we can't really see this corner anyway. And then this one, Timmy, is your Philodendron No ID that is actually, it's climbing in between
Yeah.
the fern over here. It's doing really well.
It has
This is
flourished.
definitely the biggest I've ever seen it grow, and I actually really like these perfect heart shapes. Alrighty, understory. I reckon the Miranda has done exceptionally well. It is a bit of a shame with the fence. I think without the fence it would have been even better, but I like how it grew through the fence. And that's good. That will, Timmy, by the way, this will probably go dormant again over winter, but that's okay. You saw all of this.
Which will, sorry?
The Miranda.
Oh, right.
But it will grow back in spring, right? This all grew over spring.
Yeah.
There was nothing left,
Correct.
after winter.
We lost a couple of plants that we had at the back there.
Oh yeah, it was just a burler marks. Right, we lost that early on, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
And then the Xanadu is actually doing terribly.
Yeah.
Well, not terribly. I mean, I think it's just not really finding its way through the fence. So we have a lot of visual damage.
But even the growth is.
Yeah, but the
like,
thing is, it probably wants more sun. It would get more sun if it could get
Yeah.
through the fence, but it can't. So it's kind of just stunted and caged up. So
Yeah. And the fence is there for a reason.
yeah, of course,
So-
for Bailey not to get in, but it might be a consideration to maybe eventually take it out, put it in a pot, put it in a sunnier spot. It's going to have a
Yeah.
better time, and replace it with something else that's doing better. For example, this Tradescantia, right? That's your neighbor gave you
Yeah.
that one. And I honestly did not remember how tiny that was.
Yeah.
But when we looked at the updates, it was like 3 little bushes,
Yeah.
right? So that has propagated itself like crazy. Again, over here maybe, see Timmy, how over here you've got it more double
Yeah.
fenced, so it can't come through here. So yeah, that was a really successful one as well, and really adds some interest. We also put some of the Dichondra in recently, just to add another color, but it's probably not getting enough light. Because,
Ta-da!
holy moly, Tim. Wow. Oh,
Look,
and look, the canna is even in bloom.
Here's the height.
Look at that. Let me maybe come in from here.
Oh, can I ask you a question?
Yeah. Spider mites.
Is that spider mites? Not age? See the leaves twisted?
Hang on. Yeah, spider mites.
Yeah, okay.
I had spider mites on mine as well. Just cut it off, honestly, no point treating. Okay, so let's address the cannas first. Of course, they have also suffered quite a lot of damage with the storms and the wind, but they also damaged really easily. Mine is actually having a really hard time this year. I definitely think Tim's is looking much better than mine. I mean, some of these newly variegated leaves over here are looking absolutely beautiful. And again, these were basically just rhizomes that are pulled out. Some had leaves, but the leaves all died over winter. But just look how many, look how many stems there are. I mean, some of them are heliconia, but here you can really see the variegated ones are the Scanner Stuttgart, right? So that has already multiplied a lot in just one season. So I reckon next season's gonna be amazing. And yours has flowered, mine has not flowered yet. It flowered last year.
It's a beautiful flower.
It is. So high up though. I wish
Yeah.
it was a bit closer so you can see it better. And then the heliconias are doing exactly what we wanted them to do. They're giving you privacy. They're growing like crazy.
Look at the height of this.
And look at the one right above you, is even taller. This one. Yeah. Very nice. But it hasn't given you any flowers, has it?
No. No.
I think that would be interesting to see if maybe next year, after they've had more time establishing, if maybe next year they want to give you flowers or not.
And you were saying that they go dormant, right? So
They can. Let's address it in a sec when we sit down because the gimbal is getting heavy.
Okay.
Sorry. Then we've got the bird of paradise that's also doing well. Definitely being outperformed by the heliconias, but you've got some really nice leaves.
Yeah.
Good thing is that one definitely won't go dormant. So that greenery we'll keep year round. Whereas with the heliconias, see how we go. I mean, last year you saw them. They didn't do well over winter,
No.
but they weren't as established
No.
before going into winter. So
well, the heliconias did seem to spend a hell of a lot of time, like getting their roots sorted.
Yeah.
And then it seemed to be once the roots were actually embedded.
yeah, I mean, last year during winter they were still doing having to establish, right?
Yeah.
Now they're established. So look, at the end we need to see. Also, we don't know how cold the winter is going to be, right? All it takes is maybe one little
cold snap,
and it's too much.
Yeah.
However, Timmy, what is behind you?
This is the latest addition to the garden, which I absolutely love. I love the pops of colour, and
That's nice.
it's like it just fills that white wall.
Yeah.
That was very stark before, and we were always trying to think of what could we do to green up this wall, and lo and behold, we found this green wall in a car park being thrown out, and we've transformed it.
Look, I don't know exactly where this is going to sit in the timeline and whether or not people have seen the green wall by now. But we have a full video on that project as well, which, if everything goes according to plan, would have been a video just previous to this. So hopefully you've seen it. We don't need to talk about it all too much. But it's been like, well, how long has it been? Maybe 3 weeks since we set it up. Yeah, we definitely can see growth, right?
Look at this.
Actually, the aquatic plants are doing the best. Happy days. I think this nasturtium is doing really well with that variegation. I think we should give it a nicer spot so it shows.
I had to move that because it was getting too much sun.
I reckon. Too much. I reckon we should switch this around because this is a bit ugly.
Yeah.
So while we're switching this around, the plants that came from my propagations are definitely doing by far the worst. Like you can see, they're all kind of getting burned, which is obviously not a surprise at all.
Oh, the basil smells so good.
But the ones we purchased with this goal in mind are actually all doing really well. I mean, you can see they're all keeping their flowers. The flowers are actually adjusting to being, because they're kind of horizontally and it's kind of funky to look at. These ones with the blue flowers have done exceptionally well. The little pink flowers have done really well as well.
This is, I can't remember what this was called, but I
love this one, yes.
Yeah, but it's definitely growing because that wasn't over the edge
it
when
was
we planted
not
it.
as lush, for sure. And this one had even flowers in between, here flowers. This one's flowering again. So it's doing well, and it is just finally giving that little pop of color to this corner of the garden. It makes a huge difference. Also, like, you know, when you're in the kitchen and you look into the garden through that window behind Timmy over there, it's the first thing you see. Yeah. It really makes a difference even when you're outside, even when you're inside and you're looking out. And behind you, you've got rosemary.
Trailing rosemary, or prostrate rosemary.
That's doing amazing. And it smells really good, which obviously you can't see, but it did not have all these flowers on there last time.
No.
So that's really nice.
That's had a dose of sea salt, and I think that's really boosted it. And more regular watering.
But I do think we should have something a little more elongated to fill that wall. That is definitely something I want to work on. I don't think this is the right plant for that spot, aesthetically. And the table behind you, that's still on my to-do list. I really, really want to change that table. I think your garden is looking so good now, but that doesn't fit in there. It's giving like industrial butcher.
And when it's sunny, it's blinding. Like
it burned a few leaves. Like we've had lots of casualties because of this table. So we really need to do something there.
Yeah.
But you know, year 2 of transformation. Let's go. Talking about year 2 of transformation, I think this little middle section is also something we want to work on because that's looking a little hodgepodge right now, and it's actually a bit of an inconvenience with the umbrella as well. But we've had this one already, but this one was the one that we rescued as part of the video, right? That was one of the street finds. Where's the other one? Oh, the other one is in the front garden, I think, right? But it's doing similar.
Yeah. It's doing really well.
So it did well, right? talking about rescue, this is the other one that we rescued, and I was never a big fan of the Elastica or like ficus, but I now really like them. This plant has moved a lot, and I don't think this current spot is the solution. Quite clearly,
Maybe
we're getting
sunny.
a little bit of sun damage. But well, this plant was initially in the ground. We then took it out because a lot of people told us, you know, be careful.
It'll take over.
We then had it inside for a while. We had it outside in various spots, and it kind of handled all of it. I mean, it is, again, I actually I didn't see it grow that much, or in my memory, I didn't realize how much it grew until I watched the video back. It was actually really small, and it was bare at the bottom. Like all of these are bare, but I was thinking maybe this would be a good candidate for that wall over there.
Yeah.
Would be equally sunny, but I think maybe winter is going to be okay.
And I think after we've done the top of the table,
yes, otherwise they will burn it.
get so much reflective light.
And then I think by next summer, hopefully we've got an awning anyway.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Oh my god, you have actually shown the most amazing growth, my darling. But we've got a crassula, I think. I learned the name finally. That is a newer edition as well. And this is also a newer edition. It is the African milk tree, and that was also propagations from my garden. So we're staying true to the theme of, you know, using what I already have.
Look at, I don't know, are they leaves? What are they, leaves?
Well, they are, I
petals?
think.
What are they?
I don't know, but
They didn't have that when
it
I
grew
put-
really, really
yeah.
well, actually. Yeah. That actually might want a little bit more sun. You don't have to hide it behind.
Maybe
the...
that could go over there. Oh no.
Yeah, actually, I like that. I think that's a good idea
Okay.
because it's nice and elongated, and it's not too tall.
Then I need to work out what I'm going to do with the rosemary, but we can sort that out.
Well, why don't you have the rosemary next to the barbecue, kind of on theme?
Yeah. Yeah.
Alrighty. Then we do have the barbecue there, and the Bismarck palm hasn't done all too much, but they are really slow growers. But
And needs repotting.
I think it looks good.
Yeah.
And then the
Laura petalum.
lower petalum has done well over here. And that was at some stage in the video, I did not remember, but at some stage in the video it was completely gone. It was
Bailey.
just sticks.
Bailey, as a baby, when she was a very little puppy, she took to eating all of the
So yeah,
leaves.
that's nice. Alrighty, and then we do have a new table as well, which I also don't know if you've seen that video, but I just did a short video. We DIY'd that one. That's a cool little project. If you haven't seen it already, hopefully you will. Last thing, the wall behind you. I think that is also kind of like still a bit of an outstanding project because we still have
from the fabulous water feature that we
from the
destroyed.
water feature. Now we have been contemplating, we've been going back and forth between are we rendering this piece and making it white again, or are we exposing the whole wall and having this sort of exposed brick? I do like the exposed brick option. And then obviously put plants on top of that,
Yeah.
you know? But we are still on the fence about that one, but that's
Boom,
also
boom.
a year 2 project. Oh my God, look at her. Do you have treats in your pocket?
Yes, that's why she's all over me.
Okay, let's sit down. So, I think we deserve another high five.
Yeah, we do.
That honestly was such a cool project.
Yeah.
And it all worked out.
Yeah.
And it was so much fun.
And it remains a work in progress.
Yes, exactly. I mean, as you saw, I pointed out a few things that we've been thinking about. We actually have another project coming, like a little water feature. So that's coming up. And then we want to do the umbrella base.
Yep.
We want to look at this wall.
There's always something.
Oh, and the grass, still not amazing. I don't think we should have opted for turf. I actually found this really cute solution of using like a native dichondra, and you don't ever have to mow it either. I mean, it's kind of a bit like, this is not mowable. Like, it's not big enough to really...
Well, you put the submission together and I'll have a look and see if it's going to fly.
Yeah, so I would, as much as I think it was a great effort to get rid of the fake grass, I think we should have maybe thought about it a little bit more.
Oh, if only the grass here looked like the grass out the front, it'd be a completely different story.
I mean, it's a forever project, and that's how we wanted it as well, right? Like, initially, the garden was low maintenance, and that's great, and that's what a lot of people want, right? Like, if you're ever trying to sell your house, we take all of the plants out and we put something low effort in. You know?
To be honest, this is such low maintenance. This is...
No, Timmy, your amount of low maintenance, like, people don't want to do ever anything. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't want to ever chop anything, maybe once a year hire a landscaper and hedge back things.
Yeah, but see, I love
people, like even with houseplants, people want to have houseplants but then put everything in self-watering setup so they don't have to water. Like people love low maintenance setup, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like for how small this space is, we've created a lot of work technically compared to what it used to be. But that was kind of the point, right?
Yeah. Well, I've got no plans to sell soon, so I don't think we need to worry about it.
No, but I mean, that's the whole point. Like, the way that we enjoy gardens is that we enjoy partaking in the garden. We enjoy the gardening aspect.
Yeah.
We enjoy the project.
Yeah.
We enjoy the
Outcomes.
growth. We enjoy chopping things back, which I'm sure you're going to do straight after this video.
Definitely.
And, you know, we enjoy that part. It's not about trying to create the least effort. It's about creating something that is rewarding once effort is put in. And I think this garden is small enough to not be an overwhelming amount of work, but it gives you something to do. It gives you interest, right? It gives you something to look forward to. It changes with the season. It looks different in winter than it looks in summer. Well, winter doesn't look the best, but summer looks amazing, you know. Whereas the other garden just looked the exact same year round, right? Like there was no interest, there was no, you know. So it does somehow connect you a little more with nature, doesn't it, right?
Yeah.
More in tune with the seasons and...
Is it worth...
I think it was a great transformation, I honestly think, and it all kind of really worked out, despite not having like a major plan.
To be honest, far better than my expectations.
Same.
And the density is... I didn't imagine we'd get this density out of it.
Same.
I'm so glad we do.
I suggested an alocasia garden because I was so pissed off with alocasias. I was like, I need to offload them. What am I going to do with all of these alocasias?
See, I get
they don't want to
dregs.
grow for me.
Yeah.
So, but it kind of worked, right?
Can we come back to low maintenance? I've never had to pull a weed out of this garden.
True, I actually completely...
Never had to do any weeding whatsoever.
True.
So it is very low maintenance from that perspective.
Yeah, maybe it's not enough sun for the alocasias have taken over. Even weeds can't
even
grow.
for the seeds or whatever to drop.
Yeah, true, because you have so many palm tree seeds as well. They're not even growing anymore because they're not getting enough light because the alocasias have taken over, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad.
So we've got probably 4 backyard projects, and then we've got the front yard to tackle down the track.
Yeah, I want to do that too. So, you know, happy days. Like, I love a good project, and I would... I'm kind of living my home ownership fantasy.
You might get to use a
know?
sledgehammer again out the front.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah, like look, I really love doing these things, and I love being able to set something up that's a little more permanent, and not everything is kind of like temporary, and you know, taken into consideration that it's not my place and I can't make any structural changes to anything and so on. So I'm really living my home ownership fantasy through you. Hopefully one year we're gonna have the same video but for my garden.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
I look forward to it.
Okay, anyway, we are obviously at this stage just chatting, but you saw that we have projects going on, but also, I mean, the garden in itself, outside of the little extra projects, is still a project in itself, right?
Yeah.
Well, we've gone through a full year now, and we've experienced every season. We know that winter is harsh, but not too harsh to actually kill all of them. Well, the upcoming winter, I mean, I think actually yesterday was first day of autumn.
Oh, isn't that scary?
I know. This time last year, these plants were tiny, had no root system, you know, we're not used to these sort of conditions.
Yeah.
Whereas this time around, they're going into autumn and winter with a lot more resilience, with a huge established root system in the ground. The ground keeps much warmer.
Yeah.
You know, so compared to my plants in pots, for example, my heliconias all died last year. Yours survived winter.
Yeah.
So yours are in the ground. You've got mulch on top as well, so it just keeps the heat a little bit more. Whereas mine in pots were too exposed. So I'm actually really surprised to see how much damage we're going to experience this winter, or if we're experiencing any. I mean, there will be some visual damage.
Yeah.
We've had visual damage during summer, you know what I mean? We'll have visual damage at all times.
Yeah.
And the plants will probably still grow, just not as rapid, maybe not as big. But it's a learning curve, right? We don't know.
For winter, I'm happy if like we're able to maintain 50% of the leaves.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a good outcome. I'm hoping that they've got the root strength.
If we come out of winter with 50% of the leaves, what the hell are we going to do next summer? like we will not have space to sit anymore.
Then we'll just have to start culling more.
We have to cull more.
I could give you some propagations. I could take some propagations for you and give them back.
Yeah, we might have overplanted it in hindsight, you know.
We always
do. But look, I mean, again, I'm not afraid to pull one out, you know, like if it's getting too.
Do you want to rephrase that?
Yeah. I'm not afraid to pull some out, you know. If it turns out it was too many plants, then well, we just get rid of some. That's easy, right? It's an easy fix.
Well, that's birthday sorted for friends and family.
Exactly.
Right?
Everybody's getting allocated. And then hopefully also in year 2 we are seeing a little bit more growth on the fence. I think it's looking promising with the dubia, with the syngonium, with the cebu blue.
Yeah.
We definitely see that the concept in itself works. The plants don't mind the fence and happily root into the fence and grow up, and it looks nice, and the contrast between the leaves and the fence is great as well.
I think the next thing we need to do in terms of the wall is, you said, like, look at propping up the monstera.
Yeah, for example, popping up the monstera, that's already going to fill a huge gap on that fence. And then hopefully over the course of the next year, we just have more plants.
Yeah.
Like you saw all of that understory that's now trying to find its way.
Yeah.
Hopefully over the course of next year, we just have many different cuttings grow up.
Yeah.
And also, you know, I go through frequent chop and extends and so on. Like, I'm sure we're going to keep adding more cuttings. Even you go through chop and extends. You've got propagations. You've got some what's propagating there.
Yeah.
Oh, cebu blue. We don't need more cebu blue. But, you know, like, I think we just, now that we know it works, you know, and now that the fence is a little, the understory is a little less exposed, I think we should just start putting more and more cuttings in the back and just see what sticks. More helps more, no?
Yeah.
Right after we talked about overplanting.
Yeah. You're excited, aren't you?
Well, I love that idea of the fence being covered, because that would look so good.
Yeah.
A lot of people also asked why we don't have something growing on the palms, actually. My rationale behind it, and I don't think I consulted you. No, my rationale was that if something grows on the palm, it's going to stick out from the fence.
Yeah.
And then kind of swallow everything that's supposed to be on the fence. I wanted everything to be on the fence so that they're all kind of uniform.
Yeah.
But if something naturally finds the palm, then I'm not mad about that either. But I wanted to create rather like a nice backdrop.
Yeah.
You know, like have a full fence rather than have something in front of the fence, if you know what I mean.
I agree.
But,
So I'm just sitting here, like, loving my garden. Like, I'm looking at these little pups of the lime zingers down there going, I haven't seen that before.
That's it.
Thank you.
That was lengthy. Timmy, choose a emoji.
Palm tree.
What about puppy?
No, it's not about Bailey.
It's always about
palm tree.
Palm tree.
Yeah.
Okay. If you've watched all the way, I would love for you to give this video a thumbs up, leave a palm tree emoji in the comment section, and make sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification. Also, if you've watched all of it, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Means we can do more stuff.
Means we can do more stuff, hopefully. And of course, we're going to keep you updated with the progress of this garden and other projects that we've got.
See you next time.
See ya.